What's up, guys? Welcome to Wholesaling 101. I guess that's what we went with. I'm the King Closer, RJ Bates III. We got the flipping genius with us, Mr. Jerry Norton. What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry. I don't know what was happening there. I think it was playing on another tab or something. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you good.
Right. I wrecked your intro. Do it again, RJ.
Welcome to Wholesaling 101. We are actually live, and you can tell. Oh, man, I'm excited. So, guys, today, you've seen me and Jerry call sellers. Every time we do it, we get signed contracts. We've talked about how much we made on those contracts when we got them signed and making them cross the close the table and whatnot. Today, it's going to be a special episode because Jerry and I are not going to get on the phones unless we have to or want to. But we're actually going to be bringing up guest closers, and they're going to be showcasing their skills. These are all TU members, so I'm excited. So better show up, show out, boys. But thank you to you, Jerry, for taking the time out and always for giving back to the industry. What are you looking for today?
Well, I'm really hoping that we can get on the phones and that we can get some good calls and that you and I could provide some valuable feedback. You know, one of the things that both you and I do within our own communities is call reviews, I like to call it, where people can actually get on and do this and get real-time feedback. You know, you guys, either you have to practice this live, doing it, role play, something. There's no way to get good at the phones and good at closing if you don't get the reps in. And so we found, RJ and I, that this is a great opportunity live for viewers to watch as students and active wholesalers. Like you told me, RJ, these are A players. These aren't brand newbies, right? Maybe we'll do some of that, but these are people that have some experience on the phones, but maybe sometimes there's little tweaks we can do. Maybe you and I could give them a suggestion, could be an idea, a different way to look at it that could be valuable to help them and everybody listening, you know, up the game.
Absolutely. I will say this, Jerry. Maybe my introduction to you of these guys was improper. When I said they're killers, it's not that they're super experienced. Some of these guys are new. And as we bring them up, we'll have them explain how long they've been in the game.
Okay.
But some of them, we're talking about months, not years.
Okay. Yeah.
But I do know, because they are inside of TU, that most of them are actively closing deals, and they're having success. And so I'm excited to be able to show that. I think it's also, there's power for other people to see, hey, maybe not the RJs and the Jerrys, but it's like someone that watched RJ and Jerry and then turn around and replicate exactly what they do, and they're getting success. Because I get it all the time where it's like, well, RJ, you've been doing this for a decade. And I'm like, yeah. And Chris Fales has been doing it for 5 months, 6 months. And now he's closing deals. So let's show that off today. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and guys, make sure you give us feedback. RJ and I have talked about maybe making this something we do regularly. If you guys like this format, if this is a great learning, place to really see it in action, then let us know, and maybe we'll continue doing a show like this. So,
yep, absolutely. All right, so we're gonna get started off. First, I do want to give a shout out. We do have a sponsor for today's show. It's Speed to Lead. Speed to Lead said, hey man, I love this. We'll sponsor the leads. So I'm excited to showcase that. We're going to bring up our first caller here, Mr. Maximilian. What's up, Max?
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, Max?
Excited, man.
Hey, Jerry.
So, Max, what were your thoughts this morning when I spun the wheel and you were the first one chosen? Were you excited to show off your skills?
It's my time. I've been waiting for this moment for a couple of years now, so let's do it.
I love it. All right, so you've got the private chat open. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to buy the lead from Speed to Lead. Listen, I'm going to do this exactly how I would do it if I were calling the leads myself. All right, so let me see. Actually, We'll see how funky this gets if I share my screen here. With 3 of us, it gets funky. All right, guys, we're not going to do that. All right. We got the first lead is Arkansas, tired of being a landlord, cosmetic updates, and there's 6,000 buyers in the county. What do you think about old Arkansas?
Other than I want to move there, I have never done a deal in Arkansas.
Well,
where in Arkansas? Are we talking like Little Rock, Fayetteville?
It's southwest of Fayetteville.
Okay.
Listen, the good news is that you got me and Jerry here. So who cares if you've never done a deal in Arkansas? Because we have. All we want to see you do is close the damn thing.
Let's do it.
All right. There you go. Mr. Dan.
All right, Mr. Dan. As you know, we don't comp beforehand. We give him a call.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
His name is Dan. Let me get his property address.
Hey, and y'all give a shout out to Max in the chat there for volunteers. These are straight volunteers here to be on the hot seat.
Yeah, this was random. Let's do it.
Your call has been.
Gonna double dial.
There you go.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Dan, my name is Max. I was reaching out about your house on Mitchell. I heard you wanted to sell. I'm a cash buyer up in Arkansas. I would love to talk to you. Thanks.
We'll say I really like that voicemail. Simple and to the point. If I were motivated, I'd call you back.
Mm-hmm.
I'll drop the next one in there. It's Lexington, Kentucky.
Alrighty.
Which, if you're not a college sports fan, that's home of the Kentucky Wildcats.
Right. Cool. Am I calling until someone answers, or what's the game plan here?
You call until someone answers.
Oh man, okay. All right.
You're talking to someone.
I'm talking to you guys. Isn't that enough?
Hello.
Hey, is this Gary?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Gary. My name's Max. I was reaching out about your house on Grayson. I heard you wanted to sell.
Well, I'm going to at some point, but I'm not in a big hurry, so to speak.
Okay, because yeah, you expressed interest, I think, on our website there. You were looking for a cash offer. Is that still the case?
Who is this? I mean, it's like about like Jason or.
Yeah, I believe that's who you spoke to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're talking from like True.
Yeah, I believe that's who you reached out to, and I was just wanting to see if maybe I could just get you a cash offer, and then we could go from there.
I'm not opposed to listening to offers. I just, I know where I want to be and where I will be, or I will hold off till a later date and, do some remodeling and then just put it on the market.
Gotcha. Well, then where do you want to be on it?
I will not sell less than 260. Whoever's buying, covering all close.
Okay, you're not looking to sell for less than 260, and then I have to pay all closing costs.
Yep.
And then, can you tell me a little bit more about what you got going on with the property?
What do you want to know?
Well, real estate's really a relationship business at the end of the day. I buy a lot of houses, and usually when I buy them, I become friends with the sellers, and I try to help them out with some problems that they're having, or maybe not having any problems, but usually sell for one reason or the other. And I just wanted to know if I could help you out, maybe.
Oh no, yeah. Honestly, it's just a shift. I bought another house in Biloxi down by the coast last year, and then ultimately that will become like our winter place, and blah blah for kids' use, things of that nature. The home here is really I'm in a very lucrative spot as far as what I have to pay on it, because I have under a 3% mortgage on it, and have used it over the years for raising 8 kids, things of that nature. But they're kind of wanting to shift, like the kids are. They want to be a little bit out where they might be able to have a goat, you know what I mean, or a rabbit, ducks, things like that. They're all grown now, and so, I mean, my main goal coming today will be to shift this house into another property up here where that I can, maybe unrestricted land where I can put 2 homes on it, something of that nature in the long run. And it just, so when it happens, that door will open, so to speak. But while I have time, I'm just kind of looking to see what's available, see what's out there. Housing right now is kind of at a, it's not raising, it's not lowering, so to speak. So it's a good time maybe to buy that land, before things jump up again, and just kind of just seeking around. But
I totally get you. And I don't blame you one bit, because I'm looking to move out and get out of county restrictions so I can build what I want to build on my own freedom. But I'm just curious, that price, just from what I'm seeing, that looks to be close to market value. So why haven't you listed with a realtor?
Honestly, I had 20 acres that just wouldn't do what I wanted it to do, that I had bought several years back, and he was supposed to have city water come in, but it never did. It's one of those things where they pulled it off the list. So the 20 acres just became, not a workable piece of land, so to speak. And back when everything jumped really high under Trump's first term, it was just like, yeah, somebody offered me stupid money for it, so I sold it,
Mm-hmm.
And then I had another house here in Lexington over on Fortune Hill, and I sold it when, the market was high that way. Just kind of been holding this one, kids, dogs, myself when I'm here, things of that nature. And then, invested in another one down in Mississippi. But I don't know. I mean, it's why list with a realtor? I don't want to pay them. I actually have a realtor in the family, so if I have any questions, but I didn't use a realtor on my last 2. And, like right now, I'm kind of playing with the cash offer type thing just because I've never done it before. But, coming today, I'll have this house where I want it. And if I want to, I'll throw a little paint on the outside, clean it up, put a couple grand in it, and I'll just put it on to where I can concession out and offer somebody that's first time home buyer a pathway to a home. So, I don't see it laying on the market. And, I don't know what you're looking at market wise, but 270 is low on the house, 300 plus 320 is high.
Yeah.
So, and I don't blame a person for wanting to make money, but, come into the day, you take 7% out of that, then you're looking at whatever. And I'm not opposed to a realtor working for a buyer.
Okay.
If it is a buyer, if it's a realtor working for a cash deal to get money off the deal they're making to get all the other, that's a whole nother animal.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, Garrett, you're a really smart guy. You've been in the real estate game for a while. And, as you know, as a real estate investor myself, I'm not trying to hit a home run. I'm just trying to make a modest profit. So if you're saying that the house needs some work, and to me, you're looking for retail price. So does it need work? Can you explain to me what kind of work is needed? Because you're just saying paint.
And I would say yes. If you're trying to buy it as an asset lease base, I would say no.
Okay.
I mean, you could, maybe a little cosmetic, touch up paint, whatever, blah, blah, blah. All systems work fine. Roof is 4 years old, comes with the transferable warranty. The HVAC is a little bit on the older side as far as like 10 years, right in that ball game. but it was also upgraded to more efficient system, because the house originally came with a 2-ton, and when it was time to have it done, I was like, no, go to a 3-ton. It'll save me money, so inside and out, all that was changed. If I were going to flip it, I would never give you 260. I wouldn't. If I were going to lease it $2,600 a month, you would give me concessions back. I would probably give you $290, and then you throw me 30 back, so it comps out my house. It just depends how a person wants to look at it. That's, and I have had people buy things of mine in the past like that. I had one guy like over on the Fortune Hill end. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you're right at the top of the game." I said, "Oh my gosh, you have 5 houses in this neighborhood." And he's like, "Yeah, I do." I said, "So the minute you pay me the high end, you just raised the price of your other 4 homes by $20,000. And he had never thought of it that way before.
Yeah.
And I was like, because if not, if you come, like people, well, I'll give you $200,000 tomorrow. And it's like, you're an idiot, because PVA is going to show 2, and you're never going to show $100,000 in repairs.
Yeah, I get you, Gary. I mean, I'm just gonna, cut straight to the chase. I mean, what did you need to get to Biloxi, to reach that goal that you were looking to get? Like, how much money do you need to get there?
Well, I already got the home in Biloxi.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm done that way. I mean, end of the day,
yeah.
What I want to do is to be able to either, sell this and do like a lease buyback.
Gotcha.
That will give me time to probably just go put the money down on ag loan on 10 plus acres of land, and then go ahead and probably use the 3 to 4 months to put a manufactured home out there or something of that nature, septic systems, all those things in place, and turn that into mortgage it off at the end of the day into one lump sum on that land, which in turn would allow me to put another one out later on if it has the right road frontage, right acreage, things of that nature.
I get you. I don't.
Would be end of day.
Yeah, that
would be end of day. But for me right now to do that, like I'm not broke, but I'm also liquid broke.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I have a house that I gave $80,000 for in Biloxi. That as soon as I tie the laundry room to the house, I'm looking at 170. But I'm also, I've tapped my funds putting that one to 110%. Everything's new in it. Everything's new in it.
Yeah.
Everything's new in it. One of those type of deals, which, when I get there, then I'll refinance that one, and it'll definitely give me my DIR back. It's like the way the economy is running, it's crazy as shit. I had an 850 credit score before I bought the house down there, and just tagging, I'm sitting on 689.
Yeah. So Gary, on this one, I'll just be completely honest. Like, cash offer, I'm not going to be able to be anywhere near where you're at. I'm probably on the low 200s. I'll just shoot a final shot. You did mention that you had a low rate on this property, or is that another property?
I have an extremely low rate on this one, but I won't allow anybody to assume this loan unless they can certificate of eligibility on it and take it out of my name.
If I showed you that I could take it out of your name. If I showed you I could pay for the house cash, I have cash in my bank, but all I want to do was take over your loan because I want to keep that rate in place. Would you let someone do that, or you wouldn't just because? Okay.
No, well, then not unless they were a veteran, because that keeps that loan in my name no matter how you look at it. I cannot touch that money again.
No, the loan would stay in your name. Well, hey, at the end of the day, Gary, I appreciate your time. I'm probably not the right buyer for you, but I hope you do find that buyer.
Hey, no worries. Like I said, I'm not rushing. So, and actually, like where I'm at, because I'm under 3% on this house.
Yeah.
So honestly, I can offer it to a veteran later on, VA renovation loan, let them come in at 3% on the bulk of the mortgage.
I get it.
So I won't have a problem selling it. But I appreciate your time.
All right.
I wish you much love. Blessed day.
All right. I appreciate your time. Thanks, Gary.
All right. Bye.
Go ahead. There we go.
All right.
There we go. What'd you notice, Max? What's your feedback on yourself first?
Feedback on myself and my performance. Probably got into talking about the repairs in a property a little bit too soon and should have focused a little bit more on that motivation and trying to figure out if there was enough motivation there. Think I could have done a better job of trying to take into that biloxi, that move, that stress, that no cash, not having that liquid money right now. But all in all, I don't think he was the right.
No,
we were the right match, anyways.
Yeah, you had a lot going against you because he wasn't a serious seller. He wasn't really. There wasn't a lot of motivation there. He was stuck at retail, sort of. I got the impression he was shopping to see what the cash buyer market was, but he's not serious. So when you're dealing with that, you already have like that uphill battle against you. The key, though, is to decipher that. And then what you want to do is you want to get right to the point of things pretty quick.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you spend all that time and he's just got a buddy to talk to on the phone and tell his life story to, and some piece of land off, who knows what that's got to do with anything kind of conversation. So how do you kind of work through that? I'd love to hear, RJ, what you think. But one of the things, when someone throws out the Zillow number, and what he did is he took Zillow, backed out closing fees and commission, and landed at his number. So he's retail, right, without commission. And so instantly when that's the case is I want to immediately distinguish between retail and cash. So I'll say to him, I'll say, look, it looks to me like you're looking for a retail buyer. Why are we talking? Why aren't you listing with an agent? Help me understand why we're on the phone right now. Because I'm a cash buyer and you're asking retail. So what are we talking about? And I mean, I said it there pretty blunt. I'll say it blunt like that sometimes because someone like that who knows his numbers, you cut the crap, dude. Why are we talking right now? Are you shopping for a number? Are you serious? Like, what's going on? I don't want to waste your time. Don't waste my time. There's no way I'm going to be anywhere near 260 for a cash offer. You know how this works, dude. Why are we talking? You know, like sometimes you got to be bold like that. I don't know if that was totally appropriate, and that's not always appropriate, but after the fact, that approach would have been just fine with that guy. He probably would have respected it.
Mm.
Yeah, and I'm going to mirror some of the same sentiments there. When you said, tell me a little bit about what you got going on. You said with the property, and then he said, to me, I don't want you to say with the property. I just want you to say, tell me what you got going on. But then he gave you an out. He said, well, what do you mean what I got going on? Which we love that response, especially with that attitude.
RJ, your mic's all choppy and stuff.
Yeah, you sound like Optimus Prime.
Oh, well, shit, fire. I have no idea why. Is it still messed up?
Yeah, you got some static.
Better.
I would unplug it, plug it back in.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, let me figure that out while y'all talk.
All right, I'll chat it up with Jerry. Yeah, no, I think that ego check would have been important. Obviously, getting off that phone call in 2-3 minutes would have been ideal. Sure.
Yeah, part of mirroring is when someone's a little bit aggressive or blunt, or I mean, he came right out of the gate and he said, "I will not take anything less than." When someone's acting that way towards me, I'm like, all right, if you're going to be sort of a dick, I'm going to be sort of a dick, you know?
Yeah.
And so you can, and I don't mean that I just mean like you can be a little more aggressive back in a polite way. Still don't be rude. But you know what I mean? And so that was one point. And then the other point I would make while RJ's messing around with that is I mostly stay the heck away from condition. I very rarely get into condition.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a place for it really. And the more I do this, the more I realize condition can be the biggest time suck and waste of time. Because a quick look on Zillow on the outside of this property tells me that it's in cosmetic condition. RJ put in the private chat, 40K. You know, we already factor in a rehab into our cash offer. The only time condition would matter would be like, dude, does this thing have a foundation issue? Is this thing, you know, is there something major going on here that would really throw the numbers off? Otherwise, we already know that it needs repaired. And he threw around a couple things like, well, I would just paint it up and sell it to FHA, you know. So to me, condition is irrelevant. It ends up being like a crutch because we're like, now what do I do? Oh, can you tell me a little bit more about the condition? And we use it as a way to like keep a conversation going, but it's very unproductive. So I would have just gone right away from condition, not even brought it up at all, and maybe gone back to why are we talking? Do you understand what a cash offer really means? And then I always I don't know if RJ agrees with this strategy, but I always some way I want to do my low anchor where I would say something, and I heard you say low twos. Low twos would not be a deal. Low ones would be a deal. So I would probably say something like, look, you know what? I don't think we're even in the right ballpark, because for this to work, I think I would need to be in the mid ones. So I don't know why we're talking here, because that's what a cash offer would do. It's as is, it's close quick. It will solve your problem immediately. If that's not what you're looking for, then help me understand how I can help you. Because that's what I do. I help people get out of a jam where they need the money right away. They don't want to do anything to the property. It sounds like you're willing to do stuff to the property. What you really need is a real estate agent. Go on market and get the highest price the market will give you. That's what you need. And I would give them that advice and get the heck off that call.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I shifted to my
That's
webcam.
better.
It sounds good.
That's
then
good.
We're just going to run with the webcam. So Max, you said, tell me a little bit about what you got going on with the property. I don't like the property. Just tell me what you got going on. And then he gave you an out. He said, what do you mean? I really wish you would have been aggressive right there and come at him and kind of matched his. The way I like to say it is he's been dumbassing you the entire conversation, dumbassing back.
Yeah.
Be like, well, I mean, you just asked me to give you $260,000. Sell me on why I need to give you $260,000. Why is this in a deal for an investor? What's the condition? What's the occupancy? What's the timeline? I need to know everything. You went the friend route, like, well,
relationship.
When I do deals, I want to build a relationship. When I become friends with the sellers, that might be something that you say, but not with that guy, because that guy was being a jerk. And you're like, you want to be friends? It's like, no, he don't want to be your friend. I think you could have earned the respect a little bit if you had kind of come back aggressively and been like, what do you mean? What do I need to know? What would you want to know, sir, before you gave $260,000?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I would have approached that. After that moment, though, I felt like you got in your pocket a little bit better. When there was back and forth conversation, you did a really good job of letting him talk. At the end, though, I will say you are naturally a very fast talker.
Yeah,
which is great for your YouTube videos. Not so great for at the end of the conversation. It felt very much like you were rushing it. I like to slow it down there. And like, you never gave him a chance to say no to the low 200s.
Yeah.
You just said, I would need to be in the low 200s. And I know that's not going to work for you, but let's go sub 2. And then you had that little argument and then it was over. I would have preferred you to say, listen, 260 can't work for me. I'm going to need to be in the low 2s.
Quiet.
Make him be like, that ain't going to happen. All right. Well, if that's not going to happen, the only other thing I could do is, and then talk about sub 2.
Yeah. One other thought here. One other thought I want to add to this, guys, is you have to understand the nature of these leads. These are PPL. The marketing for these leads is cash, convenience, speed. Now they slip through retail, obviously, but this guy filled out a form that he was interested in a cash offer in some way, shape, or form. So that means we get to be in the driver's seat. We get to say to these people, look, you said you were looking for a cash offer. Clearly, 260 is not fit that bucket. Help me understand why you're at 260, right? So you can, now we can't do that with all marketing channels, but with this one we can. So I love that about PPL is we can be that direct when we're talking to these sellers. And you'll see RJ do that all the time. You'll see him be like, wait a minute. This is the tone that RJ has. You sell me on why I should buy your house because you filled out the form and I'm calling you because you said you want to sell. So why are we talking? And so it can be a little bit of that. You are in the driver's seat. You're not chasing them. They're chasing you. And when you remember that, that's a tonality. That's a authority. That's a way of being when you're on the phone doing this. It's not necessarily like say this or that. It's just, what's your persona here? And the persona is, you need me. I don't need you. I'll go buy another house today. If yours is a bad deal, I'm fine. Like you need me. I'm here to solve your problem. How can I help you? Let's see if we can get something done. It's like that.
overall, though, Max, I mean, it's very clear you're on the phones a lot and that you close deals. I mean, this is just honestly, that's a sucky lead. I mean, I wish
Totally.
we never want to blame the leads, but that's one of those that just falls in the category. I don't think it matters who really was on the phone there. You're not getting a deal.
Yeah,
right?
no one's closing that guy.
Yeah. So, overall, man, appreciate you hopping on here. Love the value you bring to the community all the time, and proud to have you. Dude, just the amount of value that you bring on your YouTube channel. For those of you that are watching on mine and Jerry's stuff and other people's, go subscribe to Max's YouTube channel. He's putting out constant feedback, and he puts out really sweet things about me and Jerry all the time. So really watch those videos and like.
Yeah, I told Max when I met him that I watch your YouTube channel, and I do. So keep it up, Max.
Well, thank you guys so much. This is honestly a dream come true, and I appreciate the feedback. I'm going to use that going forward. So talking repairs is like asking someone you're talking to, how's the weather right now? We don't even need to do it. It's just random talk, and then match the person's ego and, adopt that buyer's mindset. And then near the end, I did start to talk fast. I think the whole live stream made me a little bit nervous. I didn't want to be on here too long and keep everyone else from calling, but I agree I should learn to slow down when I talk. So thank you all so much. I appreciate the feedback.
Hey, last thing I'll say to you, Max, brother, when you're on the spotlight, keep the spotlight for as long as it's on you.
Okay.
And get in your zone and forget that anybody's watching. Just forget it all. Just do your thing. And the last thing you want to do is be thinking all these people are watching me, because then you're in your own head now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, cool. Appreciate y'all. Thank you,
Max. We'll see you, man.
All right. See y'all.
All right. Let's bring up the next guy, Mr. Jacob Zawacki.
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Good. All right. So, Jacob, let Jerry knew Max. So, introduce yourself, where you come from, and also let Jerry know how long you've been doing this.
Yeah. So, my name's Jacob. I've been doing this for 3 months and some change. I joined back a little early into January. So, and actually, funny enough, Jerry's the reason 5 years ago my dad got into real estate, and RJ's the reason why I'm wholesaling. So
for you,
but yeah, we're out of Macon, Georgia. We do nationwide. I mean, that's the package we sell. So I'm ready to get to it.
I love it. So, Jacob, I gave you the first lead there. It's in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Ooh, it's my backyard.
So, Jerry, Jacob's dad bought Black Friday special from us. He comes in, and I fell in love with his dad. And then his dad's like, yeah, man, I'm joining Titanium University, but you ain't ever going to see me. I'm signing up for my son. And I ain't seen Joey since, man. But Jacob, he's on every call. Jacob, how many deals you closed since you joined?
I think we're at 5 or 6 now.
In 3 months. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, it's been an interesting learning curve. As soon as I graduated high school, went straight into selling cars and doing sales. And I've always wanted to be in real estate. So it's kind of like a dream come true. I wake up every day super excited to get to work, start calling, just getting at the grind, and I love it. So about to dial them up right now.
There you go. All right, so this is a death in the family, and this was cold call lead.
Your call has been forwarded to.
Can y'all hear it fine?
Yeah.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Camille, my name's Jacob. I just wanted to reach out. You spoke to someone on my team in regards to selling your property. We are buying in that area. So if you're still wanting to sell it, just give me a call back, 470-470-5949. Thank you.
All right. The next one is a pre-foreclosure right outside of Seattle.
Okay.
And it also was a cold call lead. And it does say land, but you know how sometimes it'll say land, but it could be a house.
It is vacant land, I confirm.
Please leave your message.
Funny enough, probably half the deals I've closed have been land. So
Mm-hmm. This is pre-foreclosure, RJ? On a piece of land, huh?
That's what it says. And it looks like it's only a half acre, right?
Yeah, 0.58.
I dropped another one in there at Columbus, Ohio.
ooh.
Please leave your message for
Ryan Taylor.
Hey, Ryan, my name's Jacob. I just wanted to reach out and give you a call. You spoke to someone on my team expressing that you wanted to sell your property. We are buying in the area. So if you could, just give me a call back, 470-470-5949. Thank you.
So the next one is Columbus, Ohio, and it is a cold call lead.
Okay. This is
Built
it.
in-
This is one.
Built in 1925. So use your imagination on that.
Yeah, that's one of those where you don't have to ask much.
No, just assume it needs everything. Columbus is hot, though.
your call has been forwarded.
RJ, do you ever worry about
Call has been
DNC or
forwarded
litigators?
to an automated voice messaging system. 6 1 4 5 3 7 9 1 6. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Andrew, my name is Jacob. I just wanted to give you a call about your property. You spoke to someone on my team about wanting to sell it, and we are buying in the area. So just give me a call back, 470-470-5949. Thank you.
All right. I gave you a Georgia lead this time.
Let's go.
They would answer your
Flowery
phone.
Branch. Yeah.
Flowery Branch.
So, Jerry, on your question there about the PPL and worrying about the litigator and the DNC, no, especially with speed of lead, because they have come out and basically said, like, hey, if anything were to ever happen, reach out to us and we would take care of it. But they've also opted in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. You asked to be called.
Yep.
Yeah, good point. This is a nice house.
Hi, you've reached Margot. I'm unable to answer the phone at this time, so please leave a message, and I'll call you as soon as possible. Thank you.
She hung up on me. You're getting a double dial.
Built in 2011,
Hi, you've
485.
reached Margot. I'm unable to answer the phone at this time, so please leave a message.
She sent
and I'll
me
call you
straight
as
to
soon as
voicemail that
possible.
time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Margaret, my name's Jacob. I just wanted to give you a call. You spoke to someone on my team about wanting to sell your property. We are buying in the area. If you could, just give me a call back as soon as you can. 470-470-5949. Thank you.
All right, dropped another one in there. Tenant occupied, emergency reasons, and it's a cold call lead in Georgia.
Perfect.
RJ, how often do you talk about condition?
Honestly, the only time I ask about condition really is when I need some time conversation to either comp or underwrite.
Hey, is this Mr. Bryant?
Yes, it is.
Mr. Bryant, my name's Jacob. I just wanted to give you a call about your property there in Kingston Circle. I think you spoke to someone on my team, expressed you wanted to sell it. Are you still looking to sell it?
Well, I am selling it this year. I'm not selling it immediately. Well, I mean, unless my ex-wife wants to sell it sooner than yes. Of course, depends on the price, and the ex-wife.
Okay.
Two variables.
So you said what's holding you back from selling it?
My ex-wife. I was selling it because I have an ex-wife. But we had an agreement. Anyways, but she could be willing to sell it sooner if it was, was what she wanted. But good luck with that.
Okay, well, so what's that right price? I heard you say for the right price.
Well, I would have to ask her. But I'm assuming she wants market price, and I don't know how far she'd be willing to go off market price to get a quicker sale. I don't know.
So she's the one that's selling the property, or are you not involved with the sale of it?
Well, we're both involved with it, but she has to agree as
Okay.
well. So.
I mean, are you and her on good terms?
I'm going to say probably not. But yeah, I mean, I like to think so for deal making, I'm sure, but but you never know. I mean, you never know what people think.
Okay. Well, so you don't really have like a clue of where she's at on it. I mean, is there any way that I can speak with her?
There certainly is, although I'm sure she would probably say you deal with it. I would have to ask her to find out what she wanted, what she was willing to accept. To get those, make an offer, I can always present it to her, like, hey, what do you think? And do you think that's a good idea or a terrible idea?
Yeah. Well, so what would you be willing to accept on the property?
I don't know. It's somewhere north of 6, but I don't know how north of 6 it would be.
Okay. Somewhere north of 6. And so are you guys, is she still living there?
She is.
Okay. And I mean, if we said that we wanted it, does she have somewhere else to go?
I would say no, but if she had, she does have means to go other places. It depends how soon she had to go. I mean, she does have family members somewhere. Well, I'll have to relocate at some point in our life, we can figure. I'm sure she can figure something out. I am clearly somewhere else, or maybe not clearly, but I am somewhere else. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're too far apart as far as the price range goes. I guess I guess I'm just trying to get an understanding here. You know, if we could come to an agreement on price, you know, realistically what I'm looking at in order to get this thing closed and funded with you guys. You know, obviously you've kind of expressed where you would be, and then you would just essentially go and take what we came to an agreement on and present it by her, and she has to be the final hear so say so. I mean, would it be too far fetched to, I mean, have both of you guys on the phone? I mean,
probably. Probably. I'm not. I don't. I would say probably that might be a stretch. But,
what?
I can always ask her.
I was about to say, because if you're gonna just take it and go talk to her anyways with the offer, why not just have her on the phone and then, you know?
Yeah, well,
what do you want to happen, really?
Those are easy questions. Those are. Yeah, she doesn't. Anyway, those are easy questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably reasonable questions. So I mean, that's why I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and I guess I just want to, you know, get a better understanding of exactly what you want to happen through this process.
I mean, clearly, I mean, obviously, we'd like to sell it for as much as we could get for it. I mean, that would be the obvious goal. I mean, it's not behind in payments, and it has an affordable mortgage, so it's not, you know, there's not a huge urgency to get out from underneath it. And with the exception of that we're divorced, it has to be sold at some point. So, and I really don't like paying for it when she's there, of course. But I prefer not to be the one paying the bill.
I understand.
But it's yeah. Oh, I know I've got to call her. I've got to call her this evening about another matter, so I can mention it to her, see just how she feels. If she doesn't feel ready, then I guess she's not ready. But if the number's attractive enough to her, then she wants to go. Then
when you say like, if she's, I mean, so really, I mean, how would you like for me to handle this moving forward? I am interested.
Well, I mean, you can definitely call me. That would be fine, unless she wants to do otherwise. I just, yeah, I guess let me talk to her tonight, and then you can always reach me, this number the following day.
Well, so if you're going to talk to her tonight, is there a way that either, I mean, I'm also in Georgia, so we're on the same time schedule. Is there a way that I can talk to you later tonight afterwards, or maybe first thing in the morning?
Yeah, I think, yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That is not a problem. You do not turn into pumpkins at 6:30. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm not afraid to work late. So, I mean,
good. That's my life. So,
yeah. Well, so when
not bother me at any time. So.
What time tonight do you think that we could, kind of reconvene? And I mean, basically you're just going to go and talk with her to make sure that she's on board with selling. I mean, I know you said it has to be sold at some point. Are you just worried that she doesn't want to sell it right now? Is that what you were expressing?
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, she just may not be ready or willing to sell it right now, but I just don't know where her mind is. So, I mean, I could be completely wrong. She's maybe just ready to go and get the heck out of Dodge. So,
well, we make the process very, very easy and painless. I can make it happen within 30 days or less. It'd be cash and net to you guys. We'll cover the closing costs. There's no realtors or nothing. And I can even set up something, if she needs something more than 30 days, I can put that within, our purchase agreement to help give time in order to relocate. And I've even helped people move. So.
Wow. Well, that's something she'll probably need help with, I would imagine. Yeah, that sounds like okay. Wow. Okay, so that would be nice not to have a realtor.
Yeah, it's just me and you. I mean, we specialize in purchasing, off-market deals. And again, I try to make it as easy and painless as possible. So what time do you think later tonight can I kind of catch back up with you to see where we stand?
Let's say you can call back. Well, let's see. Is 9:30 too late for you?
Nope, not one bit.
Okay. Yeah, why don't we say 9:30?
Okay, so sorry, I'm just writing some things down here. So
Yeah, no. If you were, but if there were no realtor costs included, of course, I mean that that's $40,000 less. You'd probably take off her asking price or what she was thinking anyway.
So now, whenever you call and talk over things with her, if you could, I mean, again, it's completely up to you guys, but if you could just run it by her, I'd love the opportunity to talk with both of you guys on the phone, just to kind of explain a little bit more the way our process works, and how easy we can make it and how painless we can make it. So if there's a way that we can try and get you guys both on the phone to come to like a mutual agreement between all parties, I would love that. And if not, it's no big deal. I understand these things, but it would make things a whole lot easier. Or if she just wants to communicate with me directly.
That's probably the least likely of the scenario.
Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. Just run it. Like I said, whenever you talk with her, if you can just run it by her to see if she's willing to hop on the call with us.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely ask. I know it would not be this evening because she has other obligations she has to deal with in the evening, but I would. It could be possibly on the weekend, or if not, she'd just give me, carte blanche to figure out what's going on. So if that's the case, that's the case.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm not a marriage counselor. I don't want you guys to start yelling at each other.
Oh, that doesn't bother me anymore.
Oh, I hear you.
No, that is.
Yep.
No, that's unfortunately that's under the bridge now.
Well, all right. Well, yeah. So, Mr. Brian, what I'll do is I'll give you a call right back around 9:30 to kind of touch base, and we can go from there. Okay.
All right, that sounds good. Look
all right.
forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And save my number. This is my cell phone number, so it's not a scam caller. This is my name is Jacob.
Gotcha. All right.
Perfect. Well, Mr. Brian, I appreciate your time, and I'll talk with you in a bit.
All right. Sounds good. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
I swear to God, I know how to buy good leads off Speed Lead. I don't know what happened first. Yeah, those were rough, man. I thought you did a really good job with that. That was a tough situation.
Yeah, I don't think I've quite came into that situation yet in the few months that I've been doing this.
I think you were trying to get there. I wish we could have found out a little bit more, like, why did you fill out the form? Why are you wanting to entertain a cash offer? You're not, it appears you're not on the same page with the ex. Like, you kept kind of saying, like, what, how do you want to move forward from here? Like, what are we doing? I think I probably would have been a little more direct. Like, hey, listen, if you're trying to sell the property, but the wife has to get on board, you guys got to come together and you got to get on the same page here, because whoever you talk to is going to be asking you the same questions I'm asking, which is, what do you want? How do you want this to work? Like, you're sort of wasting your time and my time because you don't even know where your wife is at with all of this. So, I know you guys aren't married anymore. And by the way, I was putting some funny things in there. I always try to find some way to joke around. He was sort of hinting at, my ex is like the bad guy. So you could have played a little on that. That would have helped with some relationship, tease a little bit about that. But I think you were heading in the right direction, which is, okay, let's get the wife on board here and let's talk about this. One thing I would say, though, is, we put in there some comps. There's a nice comp at 715. I think he threw out there. Did he say 6?
He said 6, and then
6. Yeah. I mean, I still would. I don't know where you guys would be, but I would still be like around 500 on this deal. Like, I would want to be. We're still a ways off. So
now,
maybe
he did kind of do a little $40,000 price drop there at the end. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah. So I would have played on that. I would have said, hey, you had mentioned 6. When you mentioned 6, were you assuming that would be if you sold it with an agent, or are you assuming that would be after commissions? Because if you're at 6 and we knock off 40, that puts us at 560. Are we talking the same language here? You know, like I would have pressed that a little harder and tried to. What we did not discover is where's his bottom line. Even if the wife has to get on board, we're not talking to her, so it may all be for nothing. But where's his floor? Where's the floor on him? And I would have probably pushed more on like where's your bottom line at, dude?
So this is funny because I'm the guy that's the one call close guy. In this scenario, Jerry, the reason why I wouldn't want to press too hard is because I want to get an actual number out of them now. And he said 6. We have no idea what the wife is thinking. And it sounds to me like whatever the wife says is what he's going to go with, because it sounds to me like he's saying, I'm the nice one. The wife's going to be the hard one. And so I know it's going to be, he said north of 6.
Yeah.
I'm curious if if it's a $700,000 number by the wife, then that's a completely different conversation than 620 or 610 or 600. Because then we can start educating them differently to get them to come down to where we need, in comparison to where if we're light years apart, we're like 200,000, then that has to be a much more aggressive conversation. But if it's just, you know, at that price point, 40, 50,000 is not that big of a real price drop percentage wise. So it can be a little more easily coped with some of the things that we do with being as is and cash and no commissions and all of that. But Jacob, as far as you go on that call, for one, that was a very uncomfortable call because of who you're talking to. I mean, he's just like, yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know how much. I mean, everything was just weird. That's why I was putting it in the chat saying, I mean, I don't think I've ever actually said these words before. This would have been the first time I would have ever said it, Jacob, which was, sir, if you were me, what would you want me to do on this phone call? I don't know.
help me help you.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just so awkward. And I thought you did a pretty good job of navigating that situation to where there's a solution put in place, to where we know that there's a follow-up conversation. He's going to be speaking to his wife, and you have an opportunity. Where a lot of people would have just fumbled the bag there and just been like, well, when you figure out your shit, do you want to call me back? Because that's how like a lot of people I think would have handled that.
Yeah. And
the way that you navigated led to hopefully a conversation in 4 hours.
Yep.
I also think one other thing I would add to that is same thing that I try to say to Max, which is when someone's hanging around retail, now he wasn't quite retail, but not that far off. I mean, the Zillow's 662. He said low sixes, you know, is I want to ask, why are you at that number? What makes you feel like that's a number? Now, sometimes that's a little abrasive. I've had that not work out well, where people are sort of like, but that's my number. What are you talking about? It's my number. But it's a good question. Like, hey, you filled out a form and we're talking, why are you at that number? Maybe he says, well, because I owe 600 and that'll clear me of my loan. Maybe he says that's the wife. Maybe he says, I don't know, that's Zillow. Like it's good information to ask. And then the follow-up to that is, well, why haven't you listed with a real estate agent? That's one of the most powerful questions you can ask somebody who's stuck at retail. Why aren't you listed? Because now that'll uncover real motivation. They'll say things like, well, I don't want to pay the commission. Well, I don't want people coming through my house. I don't have time because I'm about to lose it to foreclosure, like whatever, that the ex is there and she won't do showings. Like there's something there that is going to be revealing when someone's asking retail, because logically, if someone wants retail, why the heck are they not talking to an agent and they're talking to us? That's a logical question to ask.
Yeah. And here's the thing, Jerry. I know this because I've actually listened to Jacob, and also we preach what you just said inside you. All of that, absolutely. How'd you come up with that number? How much do you actually need in your pocket? Because you're shocked at how'd you come up with that number? Well, I need to walk away with $100,000 in my pocket. And it's like, well, how much do you owe? 400. And you're at 600. Why is it another 500?
Yeah.
Well, I thought about all these closing costs and things. And it's like, no, I'll give you 500 and you'll have 100,000 in your pocket. And they're like, let's do it. So all of that would take place. I think, honestly, the thing that I actually enjoyed about your call there, Jacob, is you kind of reserved some of those bullets for hopefully when you have both parties on the phone. Ultimately,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Because I want you to ask the wife and him, so how are y'all collectively coming up with this? Is it that the wife needs X amount and then the husband just gets his same 50%? You know, I mean, that's a very sketchy situation. And the thing that sucks about it is when the lead came in, the motivation was emergency reasons, not divorce. So emergency reasons screams speed. I need this to happen now. Divorce typically screams slow process. We got to figure this out. Maybe even have attorneys involved. That just kind of sucks. But overall, man, I thought you put on a good showing for yourself.
I would say too, I would add to that, like, you got a great demeanor, your energy's good, like all of that matters. It comes through. You have a very understanding. You want to understand what's going on. You're not rushing through. You're thinking, and all of that that builds trust, even if it's subconsciously, because he's got to be sitting there thinking, I don't have my crap together. This guy's so confused on the other end. He's not afraid to let me know that he's real. This is someone that I can trust because he's real. And I thought you did good with that. You weren't just rolling like you knew what to do. You were sort of baffled like the rest of us.
Thank you.
Nice. Jacob, 3 months in, brother, you should be proud of yourself.
Oh my gosh, dude. You got a knack for this. You got a knack for this, dude.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Well,
All right, man. We'll get you out of here and let's get Mr. Chris Fells up. See you, Jacob.
See you guys.
All right. Bring up
what's up, fellas?
Christopher Fales. Oh man.
Detroit Lions, huh?
That's an old shirt. My sister got it for me.
We'll forgive you. I mean, you could have worn a titanium shirt, but whatever. We'll let you wear it.
It's dirty. I couldn't wear it in.
But Chris, tell us all a little bit how long you've been doing this, and talk about some of the success you've had in the past couple of weeks.
Well, I'm not one of the killers. I'm green pea at this. I did buy in with you, and I think it was end of October, but I really did that because I aligned with what you guys do from the videos I watched. I think it was a little late because I did hire a VA cold call once, and I think I spent a month in October calling. I hated it, scrapped everything, so fed up, came across you. I was like, why didn't I know about these PPCs? So anyway, I kind of been the fly on the wall, working another business for a while, and March Madness is really when I actually started dialing, man, and picking up the phone, calling, going through the motions. Danny Herman's helped me out through some of the stuff, coached me along a little bit. I'm more of a hands-on guy, so modules can only take me so far. I got to see what's going on. But, yeah, man, had a few deals. My first one actually just funded today, so pretty stoked. The other one, we're having a little title issues. Hopefully get that cleared up soon. And the last one should be a first week of May.
Listen to this guy. He said, I'm not a killer. I just started picking up the phone in March, and I've got 3 deals closing.
In a month.
Big credit to Danny Herman, though, man. He's helped me a lot.
Danny is amazing, but listen, it takes a lot for you to come in and take the action that you've taken, stick with it, and man, I'm excited to hear you on the phone. So let's the first one I got for you here. It's
all right. I'm not a center attention guy, man. I get all freaky, so let's see. It's no spotlight, but hopefully I don't choke. I got it all ready to go.
All right, let's do it.
Hear it?
Yep.
What type of lead is this?
Pretty sure it's cold call.
Hey, is Kelly there?
It's Kelly.
Hey, Kelly, my name's Chris. I'm with Options. How you doing today?
Good. Who are you with?
Options Property Solutions. Looks like you filled out or clicked on an ad expressing interest wanting to sell your home.
Not my home, but another one.
Okay, the 6601 Brownfield Drive.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one? Great.
Yeah.
So tell me what you're looking to get for it.
Well, that's your job.
Is it my job to tell you what you're looking to get for it?
No, that's your job to make an offer.
Oh, I'm not in the habit of making offers, actually, but I can do my best.
People do.
Pardon me?
Well, that's what most people that make offers, right? They say cash offer.
Okay, so cash offers. So you've been talking to a lot of people. They've been lowballing you, I can tell. So
I'm an investor.
Oh, you're an investor yourself. Okay, so you don't have a price that you know you want to sell for.
I do have a price, but I'm not going to share that with you.
Okay, you think I'm going to give you a much higher offer than you're expecting to get?
I don't know. It's kind of like in this business, it's you never know what you're going to get.
Well, I don't go into Walmart and tell the price I want to pick out for the TV. If it works, I buy it, right? So that's kind of, if you had a price, I could tell real quick. I'll pull up my systems and see if it works for me. If not, I can tell you where I need it to be. But if you just need an offer, I can dig for you.
Yeah,
Steph.
Yeah, sure.
All right, give me a minute here, then. Let me see what we got going on. So, can you tell me a little bit what's going on?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I gotta run right now. My grandson's leaving. I gotta say goodbye to him. So call me back in 15 minutes.
15 minutes, will do.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. I'm just gonna say this. I loved every second of that call. I love you. Thank you. Like, dude, you poked them right back in the eyeballs. Like, that's right there. Whatever I've ever said about embrace being the buyer, that's what I mean right there. Like, dude, you just said it. Like, what's your price? And you didn't give up on that. And at the end of the day, his price, if it's a distressed property, look in the area where the end buyers are buying it and they're flipping the houses, is all in the 120 range. So if it's a distressed property, he probably purchased this for 120. I mean, I'm looking on Privy right now, and all the flips are 121 to 228, 120 to 200, 126 to 223, 125 to 249. That's the area that he's in. So he's hoping that you're a dumbass investor and coming in willing to pay him 130, 140, 150. I mean, it is what it is. I thought you did amazing there. I'm going to give you an opportunity to talk to a different seller, though, because I don't want that to be your call. But, Jerry, I'm curious to hear what you think about it.
Yeah, I thought you were dead on with your approach. And, you guys, you have to remember, the minute you identify you're talking to an investor, all bets are off now. You can shoot straight with that guy like you did. I think the one thing you could have done, though, differently was – you said to him, look, I don't walk into Walmart and I just do it if I can, but I can give you a price if that's what you want. I would have just shut up there and said, dude, you're an investor. You know how this works. You filled out a form. I'm a cash buyer. Tell me your number. Otherwise, we're kind of wasting time because I'm not going to sit here and try to dig up, but then held on. You could have held on to that and not said, but I'll give you an offer if you want one.
I do think it was a little bit odd how the seller navigated that entire conversation. And this is where it's important for us to know, and I'll do a better job for you guys, knowing where the lead case were. I do think that was a cold call lead.
My favorite.
So in that scenario, we cold called him probably about 5 minutes ago, asked him questions, and then you call, and he's like, I just went through this. Like, I got to go. My grandson, whatever he said there. But ultimately, Chris, that's how you should navigate those types of sellers.
Good.
And more often than not, that's going to lead to something where ideally, what do we want him to do? We want him to say, my number is 150. Take it or leave it. And then we go, would you buy it for 150? You know, like, but I thought you did fantastic there. All right, I gave you.
On Jerry's point, I as soon as I said it, I knew I went too far. You know,
Yeah.
but
Let me ask you this: was your adrenaline pumping?
yeah, it is.
Yeah, I
Still
mean, dude,
is.
yeah, it's good. I mean, it should be. My adrenaline pumps on that phone conversation right there when the cameras aren't on. I'm in an office all by myself. No one gives a shit if I close it or not. My adrenaline's still pumping. You know.
My adrenaline was pumping before I dialed.
Yeah. Another way to say the same thing that you could do is you could say, you're an investor, you know, I'm an investor. It sounds like what you're looking to do right now is shop around for prices. It doesn't sound to me like you're serious about selling. Otherwise, you'd have a price in mind. You tell me the number and we'd either do it or not do it. Is that what's going on here? And it's the same way of pushing back on him. Like, dude, don't make me, you come up with a number, not me. You know, it's just another way of saying that.
Yeah.
But you were on the right track. You were definitely on the right track. Like, dude, you give me the number. You're the one that wants that. That's how this works. You ask for a cash offer. Tell me the number you want.
To your point, Jerry, he did tell us he was shopping because he said, well, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to tell you a number because you never know what you could get. Chris said, you think I'm going to give you more than what you're asking for? He goes, well, you never know. So he's like, yeah, I am kind of shopping around. All right, Chris, I give you another one there in Arkansas.
I don't see it.
In the chat, private chat.
All right, I see it.
George.
It's I want to know.
It's on 18 acres.
Hey, is this George?
Yes, it is.
Hey, George, Chris with Options Property Solutions. How you doing today?
All right.
I'm actually calling because you expressed some interest in selling 122 Dunlop. Is that still the case?
Yep.
Awesome. What are you trying to get for it?
I'm looking to get 75, I hope.
75?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me a little bit what's going on.
I want to move to California.
California. Everyone's trying to move from it. You're moving there?
Yeah, that's where my son and grandkids are.
That makes it right. How old's your son?
38.
Awesome. How many grandkids?
3.
3. Yeah, got to get over there. Family's important. So, can you tell me a little bit what's going on with everything around the Dunlop area, the house?
I went through Rocket Mortgage. I was going to do an equity mine, and they valued it at 130. They were going to give me 70,000, and then I decided I'd just rather sell and move.
All right. So why didn't you go with the set? Oh, they were going to do what for you?
Equity line of credit.
Oh, line of credit. So you just want to cash out instead.
Yeah, I just want to cash out instead.
Awesome. All right. Make sure. So you've lived here a while, 15 years so. Wow. Almost 20 years.
20 years, yeah.
All right. So can you tell me when the last time you updated anything?
5 years ago.
Everything?
Yep.
5 years ago. All the big 6, the AC, roof, everything's updated?
AC, electric. I switched over to all electric. It had propane and electric. I switched to all electric. I put HVAC in there. I textured the walls, painted. A few other things. But then I had a tenant in there 2 years ago. They moved out and destroyed the place when they moved out because I had to evict them for not paying them a rent. So they kind of went through and put a few holes in the walls, busted the toilet, took the appliances out, and took all light fixtures and ceiling fans out.
So all that's got to be taken care of. So where are you living now?
In a cabin behind the house, same property, just I bought a cabin, a trailer.
Okay, so are you taking that with you?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And so is the house vacant now?
Yeah, I mean, they're going in and out of it, working on it, trying to clean up a little bit.
Okay.
They left a bunch of their junk behind.
So how'd you come up with the price 75?
Because that's what they were going to loan me, equity line of credit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'm willing to work on that. I mean, you know, if that's not firm, that's just a starting point.
Well, I'm serious. How soon do you want to be out of there?
As soon as possible.
So you soon. So if I cover all the closing costs, we don't get any realtors involved at all, no commissions to pay, what's the best price you could do for me?
55.
55. What's your email?
GEO HEROD 1960.
.com. GEOHEROD. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a contract together and I'm going to forward it over to you. But let me go over what our process kind of looks like, if that makes sense to you. Within the next couple days, I'm going to try to set up. Sounds like you have access, immediate access, right?
Yep.
So I can get somebody in there. I'm going to get some boots on the ground, get in there, make sure everything's what we expected, that the roof's not blown away in a storm. It's not in a sinkhole or anything like that. If everything is as expected, we send off the title, and within 30 days or before, we should have a check to you. Does that sound like something you can work with?
Yeah.
If for some reason there are unforeseen things, we may revisit price, and that doesn't mean you have to go with anything I say. You can terminate the contract at that point. But from what I'm hearing, it sounds like it's a pretty fair offer, and I think this is something I want to do. So I don't have.
All right.
If I get that filled out, is there any reason you couldn't have that signed today, and then I can start working on getting somebody in there?
Sure.
All right. Well, give me a little bit. I'll get it put together, and I'll give you a call as soon as I do, and have it in your email.
All right.
Awesome. I look forward to taking care of this.
Boom!
That's how it's done right there.
That's
a deal. That's a deal. That's a
hell yeah.
That's
Danny
a good deal.
H, you hear that? You're gonna dispo this?
Yeah, man. So $170,000 ARV I've got on that. He purchased it. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. He purchased this in 2013 for 40. So 12 years ago, he bought this for 40, and he remodeled it 5 years ago. Take that with a grain of salt, but there will probably be some things that at least can be salvageable. It's not like it's going to be a full gut job.
And
That's
it's
awesome,
it's
man.
And it's an easy rehab. It's 1,000 square foot ranch. I mean, that thing's 50K max, will be brand new. You know, I bet you can dispo that for 75.
Yeah, agreed.
70, 75 all day. One point. I mean, I don't know how you could have done that better. I thought it was perfect. You kept calm the whole time too. I was really hoping that I was typing in the question and you just asked it. You're like, well, you know, for an as-is all cash offer, you know, what's your best price? I like to follow up when they give it. He just negotiated against himself. He dropped the price $20,000. He even said to you, well, that's my starting price. In other words, you know, beat me down some more. I would have probably just said, is that as low as you can go? Or is that your best price? One more time, just ask one more follow-up question. Is that really your lowest? And then close it if he says, yeah. But then what if he would have said, you know, maybe I can go down to 40. And then what I like to say is when he says 55, maybe I'll say, you know, I might be able to make that work, but is that as low as you can go? Is that your best price you can do?
Yeah, one, it won't
Other
sound
than
so
that,
easy.
perfect.
I got all giggly, man. Googly.
Yeah, I know. That's what we do, right?
Hey, listen, Chris, how long you been on the phones? How long you actually been talking to PPL leads and sellers?
March Madness, man.
So March 1st.
Yeah.
Month and a half.
You had 2 calls, okay? And they were both great.
Thanks, man.
Here's the only thing I'll tell you. Stop saying you're a slow learner.
Oh,
or a newbie. Stop saying you're a newbie.
Part of that serious. The other part is, man, if I give myself too much kudos, I feel like I jinx myself, man. So you'll always see me do some self-depreciating.
That's okay. Hey, Jerry, on your note there about tell me a little bit about, or what's the best price you could do for me? We call it the kill shot.
I had them out of order. I know. I didn't go through the process.
It's okay. You did fine. That normally gives 10 to 20%, right? On this scenario, we got way larger than Kathy's absolutely right. This is what I teach. She should have, Chris, what you could have done is gone.
Yeah, I see that. I know.
It just set. Because what happened was you asked, how'd you come up with 75? And he said, well, because that's what they were going to give me, but that's negotiable. All right, what's the best price you give me? 55,000.
Yeah, I get it. I know.
I said 50. But listen, at the end of the day, I like win-win-win situations. You're going to make 15, 20 grand on this. You should be proud of it. You can't see. There was close to 400 people watching you. Okay.
Right. Just to touch on that one more time, because I don't want anybody getting confused that's watching this. The reason why RJ says pause, or I say, follow up with another question, is because if you come off a little over eager at his reduced price, you don't want him hanging up the phone and going, man, he took that pretty quick. Am I underselling this thing? Maybe I should not sign. Maybe I should talk to a few more people. You want him to feel like he had to work to the number, not that you just took it immediately.
Yeah.
That's the worry we have when we do it too quick.
Yeah. I got overexcited, man.
That's all right. You did great. You shouldn't don't apologize for that. But you do need to get the hell off of here and go write that contract and make sure you get him on the phone so he reviews the contract. Okay.
I got him.
All right. Go do that. And congratulations, man.
Way to go.
All right. We're going to bring up our next caller here in just a second, but both Jerry and I have been using Speed to Lead now for a while, and you guys are seeing it, okay? We have now spoken to 4 sellers, and there's a contract being sent out at $170,000 ARV at $55,000. Jerry, I have said this. You and I have not publicly spoken about this, but I've now been in wholesaling for a decade. And I keep saying that because of what we just witnessed in the past hour and 24 minutes, I say this is the golden age of wholesaling because we have the ability to do that where previously we would have to mine to find that guy. But now with a swipe card, we can do that. What are your thoughts in regards to that?
Yeah, you and I were talking the other day, this is a brand new technology that's only evolved in the past couple of years. I mean, I got started 20 years ago, and never in 20 years have we had the access to education, tools, resources, the ability to value, the stats on data. Like, we know if we talk to X number of people, I'm going to get a contract. My average cost per contract is this. It's wholesaling is now a predictable business that if you guys just implement the thing and you follow the formula, you're going to get results. It's 100% success rate if you show up. Just show up. I mean, when has it ever been where you can just show up, put the things in place that are already there for us, and get results?
Yeah, it's never been like this ever. I mean, the closest thing that we had would be like cold calling live with like highly stacked skip trace data, or texting, but that 4 people and we're sending out a contract. Quite frankly, Jacob has a follow-up conversation. The other investor, we don't have any idea that Chris talked to. We have no idea what that is about. That guy could have a physically distressed property that he might be willing to sell at a good price.
Well, it's quality conversations. I mean, if you're having quality conversations, you're going to close deals.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing here. For an hour and a half, we've been having quality conversations.
Yeah, I love it. All right. Speed of lead. Love you guys. That is awesome. I want to get Caesar up here. I want to try and get all the guys. Caesar, what's up, brother?
What up? How you guys doing?
My adrenaline's pumping after watching Chris. What did you think about that call?
That was a great call. That was a great call. And I'm back here. I'm going, like, I never like being the last guy or second to the last guy. Like, I'd rather just get it over with. So
you've been dying for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I'm like, now my variance of mistake is so little because I've seen all the other guys.
No, you're good. All right. I'm going to drop this in the chat. You've got a banger lead here. Okay. So when I go on to speed a lead and I'm trying to decide what lead am I going to purchase, the first thing I'm looking at is motivation. So the motivation on this is vacant, non-occupied house, tired of being a landlord. And the second thing I look for is condition. And this says it needs a lot of work. So Caesar, before you dial, I want to give you your flowers. Tell us, everybody, how long you've been doing this. What's it been like? Tell us all about yourself.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. So, been wholesaling for 17 months now. First day that I picked up the phone was November 15, 2023. I just never really looked back, and it's been up and down. It's a grind, but I'm part of Titanium. I've got, I'm under your tutelage, so just gotta keep going. You know what I mean?
Caesar's one of those guys that shows up every day. He helps people out. He runs his own StreamYards, his own Zooms inside the community. He's always helping people. He's underselling himself. He's Caesar about that. That's all right. Caesar, you're killer, bro. Let's do it.
Let's do it. What's the guy's name? Fernando.
While he's dialing, RJ, we don't ever comp because you could be wasting time, before the call. One thing I do like to do, though, is
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. Please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Fernando. Good afternoon. My name is Caesar, calling about your property on Pinewood. Looks like you're looking to sell that property. I am buying in that neighborhood. Give me a call. I'll shoot you a text right now, too.
What I was going to say, RJ, is I do like to get my head around a range of what kind of neighborhood I'm dealing with. So, meaning I'll look at the Zillow, the Redfin, the Realtor, just to kind of say, okay, what's the as-is value-ish You know, I don't put a ton of weight on that, but am I in a $100,000 neighborhood or am I in a $500,000 neighborhood? Just so that when I'm talking and I hear him throw out 50 grand and I'm like, okay, I'm in a $100,000 neighborhood. Seller just said he wants 50. I got something here without having to do any work whatsoever. You know, no brain cells, just real simple, high level value of the neighborhood.
So the way that we teach it is when you're on the phone and you say, you still looking to sell that? How much are you looking to get for it? We immediately go to Google Street View.
Yeah.
And we get an idea of, is there something that we would want to run from immediately across the street from commercial, highways, whatever. And then same thing, we drop it into comping software.
Yep.
And I've tried to simplify this down as much as possible, Jerry. I've told everybody, if they say my asking price is 100,000, what do I hope all of the comps start with? A 2.
A 2. Yeah.
If it doesn't, then I know we're at the wrong price.
Yeah.
Almost guaranteed, right? And so it's the same thing. It's like, what is my neighborhood? Am I $100,000? Am I a $50,000 neighborhood? Am I a $1 million neighborhood? And then it's just from there, I'm almost done comping until I decide that they're motivated and I understand what their situation is.
Yeah, because what everyone has to understand is comping takes some capacity. It takes some thought and some skill. You know, you got to be looking at things. You got to be, you know, you just got to have your senses about you to comp correctly. But so we don't ever want to do that because you're going to use up too many brain cells. You know, you don't want to do that until you need to do that. So most of the time we don't ever get to that point because, you know, we got to work through a bunch of things first. So how do you stay away from exerting all this effort into this business until you actually need to?
Yeah. Caesar, did you see the next one?
I did. I'll give him a call.
Yeah, you keep calling while we're talking because we don't want we'll just stop if you.
Thank you for.
Caesar, let's go up to some of the other ones that I purchased that didn't answer. Maybe we get you to get them answered.
Okay.
Thank you for calling.
Which one?
Here, I'll just drop them as I go. That one.
Dan?
Like we didn't talk to Pigeon Forge either, right? That's the one. That one's right by you.
Yeah, that's in a high vacation area where that's at.
All right, which one you want to call first? Dan?
Start with Dan. Yeah.
Okay.
That way you can force Danny to discount both Arkansas deals.
Your call has.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 4794 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Dan. Good afternoon. Caesar here, calling about your property on North Mitchell Avenue. Looks like you're looking to sell. I am looking to buy. Give me a call when you get this, and I'll go ahead and shoot you a quick text as well with my info. Thanks. All right.
Which one are you on, Caesar? Washington?
Camille.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Because that's Tennessee.
All right.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Camille. Good afternoon. My name is Caesar, calling about your property on Duggan Street. Looks like you're looking to sell that property. I am looking to buy. When you get a chance, give me a call back, and I'll go ahead and shoot you a quick text right now as well. Thanks. All right. This guy's from Sacramento.
Please leave your message for
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, is this Ryan?
Yes.
Hey, Ryan. Good afternoon. My name is Caesar, calling about your property on Cold Point.
Yeah, how's it going?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm hanging in there.
Wonderful, wonderful. Looks like you're looking to sell this property. Is that right?
I'm not looking to sell. I'm open to it.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Well, if you're open to how much you looking to get for it?
I don't know. I honestly wasn't thinking about it until I got a call from one of your associates. So he said he would get back to me with a number.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes they don't do a really good job taking notes. So, I mean, what got you thinking besides the fact that you spoke with one of my associates?
I mean, that's about it.
That's pretty much it, huh?
Yeah.
So you're pretty much looking for the best price that you can get, and if it makes sense, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So besides the price, is there any other reason why you would sell for it?
No, not really.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'm an investor. Obviously, I'm looking for someone that's looking to sell. I mean, the last thing I want to do is waste your time. But just curious, is this a vacant lot?
It is. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. If you don't mind me asking, so I do own a couple as well. Did you buy this yourself, or did you inherit it, or?
Yeah, I bought it myself.
Oh, nice.
There's no mortgage or anything on it.
Wonderful. How long ago did you buy it?
It's probably been like 8 or 9 years.
Got it. Got it. Did you buy it to build on it, or was it more of just a bank account for you to cash in on at some point?
Yeah, at some point.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Is there well, I mean, like you said, if you'd sell if it's the right price, is there a right price for you?
I don't know.
Got it.
I'd have to take a look.
All right. Well, I mean, I'd love to talk to you. I think it would be best maybe if you at least have a number in mind, and then from there we can work it out.
I guess you guys have that, feel free to reach out. But like I said, I wasn't thinking about it before today. So
got it. All right. No worries, man. You have a good one.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, bye.
All right.
Just spend the time on it.
I mean, honestly, it looks based off of what exists on Zillow. It looks like the value might have gone down. The Zestimate was 80 on it. He bought it for 41.
41. Yeah.
But there are listed lots for cheaper all around there. So
Really?
yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah. One thought I would have, this is something I'll do with vacant land if they bought it in the last couple of years, is I'd say something like, it looks like I'm seeing here that you bought it 5-6 years ago for 41,000. Is that right? Okay. Are you looking to get your money out, or are you looking to make money, or are you looking to just clear something? Like, help me understand. It's another way of trying, because he's not giving you a number. When someone doesn't give you a number, you just need to find another creative way to ask the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, so what's another way you can come up with, where you at on price, dude? I see you bought it for 41. Would you be happy if you got that back out of it? You know, and then maybe follow up with what RJ said. Say, hey, I'm looking at stuff here. It looks like there's lots in that neighborhood listed for under 40, you know, and then you're trying to reset or help him kind of reveal to you is often fishing, you know, like, they didn't answer the way I asked it that way. Is there a different way I can approach this? You know, because you ended up hanging up the phone and you never actually got to a price or an offer or anything. And I don't like that. If I'm going to go through all the trouble of being on the phone and having a conversation, I'd like to talk some way or another about the guy's price.
Absolutely. No, I 100% agree with you on that one.
All right, Caesar, this is a little bit better of one that I gave you here. Buckeye, Arizona.
This is it. Let's do this.
Full gut. Facebook lead.
Please leave your message for
Yeah, this is a good one, RJ. Death in the
Louise Goins.
Hey, Mary. Good afternoon. My name's Caesar, calling by your property on West Fairmont Avenue. Looks like you're.
All right. So while Caesar's leaving that voicemail, I do want to show off. Jerry, have you seen the new AI summaries?
Yuri was telling me about it. I haven't played around with it at all.
So right here, we got this lead in Green River, Wyoming. Click on it. It says the homeowner expressed moderate motivation to sell due to personal plans to travel, but is open to closing as soon as possible. Price expectations were stated, but openness to below market offers was not clearly addressed. It's a quadplex. Requires some updates, included window and flooring replacement. Like, dude, it basically tells you everything.
What did did they do an AI summary of the call? Is that what that is?
This is. So watch.
Yeah.
Mount Pleasant, Texas, right? We come right here and we go boom. The homeowner has high motivation to sell quickly due to an out-of-state relocation prompted by a family health issue. So, Caesar, what are you thinking about that? You gotta unmute. What do you think about this one in Mount Pleasant, Texas, based off of that AI summary?
I wasn't listening, but if they can fog up a mirror, let's call them.
It says the homeowner has high motivation to sell quickly due to an out-of-state relocation prompted by a family health issue.
Oh, yes.
Okay, but seller expressed reluctance toward below market offers and stated a specific price expectation. So there you go. So that's why we now have a deal predictor of a B plus, because they don't want to sell for a discount.
Got it.
So we move on to the next one, right? So now it's funny because some people have said these cold call leads, they suck. Well, now you can actually sit here and listen to it. Motivation is moderate, citing advanced age as a reason. Price expectations were not clearly stated, where the reluctance toward low offers implied. Okay. They don't want to be lowballed. Tired landlord, fully updated. We don't like that. Relocating, cosmetic. This is in Miami. Why not check it out? Moderate motivation, citing a preference to have cash from the property, but showing some reluctance toward below market. It speeds up the process of deciding which ones you want to buy and which ones you don't.
Mhm. Yeah, that's cool.
Let's see. So what I would like, I don't like any of these moving closer to family or anything like that. There's that pre-foreclosure land. By the way, that lead that you just talked to said that it was pre-foreclosure. Remember, Jerry, we were talking about it. We were like, vacant land, pre-foreclosure.
Yeah.
The last guy the only guy that I talked to.
Yeah, that guy that said he had no reason to sell. That said the motivation was pre-foreclosure.
I would say that's a reason to sell.
Yep.
So this person wants the need for a larger home. That's like literally one of the worst motivations of all time.
So what's great about this AI summary is it gives you a little insight, and it can give you some talking points when you're uncovering motivation.
Absolutely.
You know, now you can say, well, sounds like when you talk to my associate that you're behind on some payments. Is that right? You know, or whatever.
So this one has medical issues, age-related, difficulty maintaining the property with an anticipated timeline of several months. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, good condition. Evening contact is preferred. It's Colorado Springs. I don't know. What are you thinking, Caesar?
Let's do it. They've owned it for a while, right?
Caesar's just like, yeah, bro.
Just get me on the phone, Caesar.
Can I tell you guys something?
Yeah.
I am so yes, I have my YouTube and I do this StreamYard and I do this, but I'm literally just like nerve-wracking right now. Just because Jerry's here. Like Jerry, like I've watched you so many times, man. So I just want to say I'm really, really grateful for being here.
Well, I don't mean to like breathe down your shoulder while you're doing it. But I kind of am from afar. Just kidding.
All right, let's do it.
I think the coolest thing about meeting Jerry in person was realizing how just completely normal of a guy he is. Like straight up husband, dad, like real estate background. Awesome.
When's the last time we hung out, RJ? It's been a minute.
2023.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, may I speak with Jacqueline?
Yeah.
Hey, Jacqueline, good afternoon. My name is Caesar. I'm calling about your property on Snowbird.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like, or it looks like you're looking to sell this property. Is that still correct?
Yeah, but I'm putting it off for a while. For a couple months. I've been sick. And I had to go into rehab. So I'm putting it off for a couple months.
Got it. Okay. Well, I mean, good news is I can definitely work with your timeline. I always say I'm a human being first versus an investor. So I'm very flexible. Just want to make sure I'm an easy button for you.
Would you give me a call in a couple months?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've no problem doing that. I guess, can I ask you a quick question before I do so?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that you got a full plate on you. And like I said, the last thing I want to do is be a bother. But would it make sense maybe if we can just have a quick conversation on this, at least if it makes sense for me, makes sense for you, at least you know you're going to the rehab knowing that you already have a buyer.
Right now,
I have a nurse in my house right now, so I
Oh,
can't talk.
okay. Well, family and health always comes first, so I completely understand. Do you mind if I give you a call maybe in a day or two and kind of just have a quick conversation about it?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna put up the house for sale for a couple months.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not here trying to twist your arm in any way, shape, or form. Like I said, I just want to have just a very quick conversation. So in that way, I can just see, hey, would it make sense for me? And if it does, and if it makes sense to you, at least when it's time for you to sell it, at least you already have a buyer in mind. Does that sound fair?
Oh, sounds fair.
All right, ma'am. You have a wonderful day and sending you good healing vibes, okay?
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Sounds like she had like emphysema or something.
I know. Sorry, guys. She's like, I've got a nurse in my house right now.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know if I can push
She's
any
like,
more than that.
I'm on hospice. I don't know if I'll be here next.
yeah.
She
So
didn't sound good at all.
that was rough.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah,
I thought you did great though, like trying to stay on the phone, you know, and still position that in a way that wasn't too pushy. I thought that was great. You know, I thought you handled that really well.
Thank you.
all right. Is that you, Caesar? There's a clicking sound on a microphone.
It's Caesar. It's Caesar. It's not me.
Fidgeting with my AirPods. I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out another one to get you. And this one could be crazy right here. I'm sorry about the location. I'm just gonna apologize about it in advance. But
is it West Virginia?
no, it's worse than West Virginia. It's okay though.
Uh-oh.
You say you're nationwide.
That's
Right?
right. I was just going to say that's the headache we chose. So
It's just Wyoming.
Tom, out in Wyoming.
They have people there.
Dude, you successfully wholesale in Wyoming.
You could do anything.
It's a whole nother.
Hello, this is Tom.
Hey, Tom. Good afternoon. My name is Caesar, calling about your property on Riverview Drive.
Yes, Caesar.
Yeah, are you still looking to sell that property by any chance?
Sure am. How much you want to give me?
Well, how much are you looking to get for it?
$350.
Got it. All right. Can you tell me a little bit what you got going on there?
Yeah, it's a 4-bedroom apartment building. It's split level entries, so there's an upstairs and downstairs to each unit. Upstairs are the full bathroom and the two bedrooms. Downstairs is the kitchen, the living room, and a half bath. Okay, and there's, like I said, there's 4 of those, and it's a nice looking building. It's a nice town, nice parks right across the street. I get deer walking right up to me sometime, and we are not in a floodplain. That's an important selling point.
Nice.
And yeah, we have some of the best drinking water in the United States, I understand. I don't know if that's true or just local propaganda, but it's what we go by. And yeah, so all those kind of things. I mean, and right now I have 3 of them occupied. The 4th one, well, it's paid for through the end of this month, and I think I'll have a renter for it soon. I've had some interest.
Got it. Okay. So you say you have 3 occupied right now. How much are they paying per month?
Let's see. 2 of them are at $900 a month. One's at $850 a month. and this one that I'm fixing up now, cleaning up, I think I'll rent out for. I had been renting it for 800, but I think I'll probably boost it up to 850.
Got it. Okay. Now the other three, are those market rate right now, or
They're below market rate. Market rate seems to be going right up to 1,200. And knowing that other properties in this area have sold, and I don't know if you know anything about this area and what's happening with the mines and stuff, but where are you calling from?
glad you asked. I am from the communist country of California with Governor Hair Gel over here.
Well, I like California, and I like Gavin Newsom. They're fine with me. I really like Northern California, which is, of course, Trump country, which that's doesn't involve us actually, but it is it's a beautiful state. I understand it's overtaken Japan this year.
Yeah.
So it's the fourth biggest economy in the world, not the fifth anymore, like it was for a long time. So, California's got a lot going for it, a lot of smart people. You're obviously one of them. California could buy Wyoming and turn it into a wildlife park. And sometimes I wish they would.
Absolutely. Well, I actually make that joke because his cousin is actually a very good friend of mine. So yeah, but I'm from the Bay Area myself as well. But by the way, I'm looking on here and it looks like you guys had this listed for, and then you guys removed it. Just curious, why do you think it didn't sell?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It was just a quirk of the market at the time, and I also happened to have in the building at that time a crazy person who would come out running at people and saying, "Don't buy it. The landlord is a crook, and the place is falling apart." And I forget the specific things he said, but he ended up assaulting me when I happened to have a can of bear spray on me, which I was carrying for a few days because I knew he was a nutcase.
Mm-hmm.
And I got him right in the face with that bear spray. And he went rolling and tumbling in the snow. It works pretty good, I'll tell you that.
Jeez.
And I've since been told that it's like a felony to use it on a human. But let me tell you, that day the cops were patting me on the back. They couldn't believe it because they knew of this guy, and I didn't know he was crazy when he moved in, and he had been there for about 4 or 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then here I am taking people around, like potentially first time rental property buyers.
Mm-hmm.
They're contemplating getting into the business, and they meet Luke Weaver.
Yeah.
You can look him up on online, firm
I will.
Sweetwater County Detention Center. He's got a
Absolutely.
He's just, if you saw him, you'd bear spray him too.
Well, Tom, that's actually a pretty good story. But quick question for you. If it didn't sell at 368, just curious, what price do you think it should sell for to a cash buyer like myself?
Well, that's why I wanted to lower it to 350. I just wanted to sell, and I want to get done with it. And I want to travel around the world.
Got it.
I'm going to tell everybody I'm a Canadian.
Yeah.
Possibly California, because they're okay too, apparently.
There you go.
But Americans are on the shit list, and they deserve to be.
Yeah.
But,
well, Tom,
mm-hmm.
since you're an investor just like myself, let's talk a little bit of numbers here. You mentioned that you were going to do some rehab. Sounds like
Mm-hmm.
you're getting about $3,500 a month from all your rent. So a couple of things, like what are some of the things that I would need to do there to get that last one? And
yeah, I can run that down real quick. There's about 14 windows. They're all the same size. Okay, 3 foot by 6 foot. And in my opinion, they all need to be popped out, new one put in. And there's a couple of 3 by 8 windows. They're fine.
mm-hmm.
There's 2 much smaller windows that I had put in 20 years ago when I first bought the place. If you saw the building, you'd understand why. Because if when people walk around, if you're in the lower level, you know, and I've experienced this myself. If total strangers walk by, they look right in on you. You know, if you happen to be in your birthday suit, they see you, whatever. And so that's why I put in the 2 small windows on one side. Plus, I felt it would be an energy saving thing because that was the windy side of the building. Okay. This is, I don't know have you been here before?
Out in Wyoming, I personally no, but I do have business partners out there. So whenever we do buy properties, I tend to partner with them. Yep.
Well, you know, I'm sure they've mentioned before that this is a windy place. And occasionally the wind is like in a class of its own. Okay. And so on that side of the building, you know, when I first bought it, I even changed the direction of the doors so they wouldn't open up and get caught by the wind. You know, the storm doors especially. And so that worked out great. And then the other projects I did to deal with the wind worked out great. Fences and stuff and trees. And so I've really had fun playing around with this building and doing these kind of projects that I like to do anyway. But I would say 14 windows need to be replaced ASAP. And then the building will be more fuel efficient. Okay. On that note, I should mention as a selling point, this building is heated with natural gas forced air. Okay. And so the gas is some of the cheapest in the United States right here. And the bills in the summer go down to like $13. Okay. My biggest heating bills in the winter are like $230. And for a 4-bedroom, a 4-apartment building, $230 is cheap, you know, in January. And then I don't have any air conditioning. Okay. This area rarely needs air conditioning. And the lower levels are somewhat submerged in the ground, about 3.5 feet, I think. And they never need air conditioning. They're always cool. Everybody who's ever lived there tells me that. The upstairs get a little warm on the west side of the building, you know. But I've done things like hang shade cloths and stuff like that. And it works pretty good. You know, some people, they just can't imagine living without air conditioning. But, you know, we just don't have that high of temperatures. Our nights cool down nicely, so people can manage pretty well here. Got it. And, I should also say that the electricity here is among the lowest in the United States. The water is expensive. The water bill is about maybe $230 a month, and I pay that to the city. That's water and sewer and storm runoff and all that. So I end up, that's the big bill really, $230, and it's sometimes gone up to about $280. I don't know why, but we have very good water infrastructure in this town. I don't expect the rates to be going up too much. Got it. Because they've done all kinds of infrastructural work. And taking a few steps backward, hopping backward a little bit, you mentioned that I'm an investor and you're an investor. Well, the truth is you may be an investor, but I'm just an amateur. You know, I'm not gonna bullshit you and say I'm like Mr. Worldly investor. That's not the case. I'm a very humble, you know, very medium income kind of guy. But I've enjoyed doing it, but I got to get out of it. So.
Yeah, I completely understand, man. Well, you and I are the same, my friend. I always say I'm not a baker. I don't like to sugarcoat things either. So I think we're gonna like each other here. But let me ask you. You mentioned something. Are you paying the utilities here or the tenants?
Well, I have the tenants pay the electricity because there's 4 meters. So I have the tenants put it in their name. Okay. Occasionally I've had a tenant where, oops, they can't get an electric connection because they owe money from a previous bill or something. Okay. So I end up putting it in my name and collecting it. in cash from them, and I always have charged an extra $5 for my trouble. And I just give them the bill and collect. And I've done pretty well with that, believe it or not. And now the other two utilities, the water, sewer, and gas, I pay those partly because there's only one meter for the whole building. And it would be, I guess, so I mean, I have the tenants pay for it, obviously, but it comes out of their rent. So it's just kind of included in their rent.
Included in their okay.
Yeah.
And how much is the water a month again?
About $230 a month. Okay. Gas bills range from 13 in the summer to about 230 in January. Okay. And electric bills, I think these apartments, the tenants are paying anywhere from 50 to 100, depending on their use and whether or not in the summer they use an air conditioner or not. So you can see those utility costs are probably a lot less than what you're paying in California, I would think, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Now you said earlier you said 13. Are you saying $13 to $230?
I said $13 is what I said.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Basically, all that is for basically the pilot light on the furnaces at that point.
Got it.
So usually about, let's say May, June, July, August, sometimes September, the bill for gas will be under $20, you know, for the whole building. And all it's doing there is running a little pilot light on the furnaces. Then as the fall continues, the cost goes up a little bit, but not greatly. This year was very kind to me. It was very cheap to heat. You know, and a couple of years we had some real intense cold, and the heating bill was correspondingly a little higher, but not terribly higher. I was surprised that it wasn't higher than it was. So I think the building is actually very well insulated. Okay. I've never been upstairs. There's an attic, I'm sure, but I don't even know how to get there. And but the building is well insulated, I'm sure. I think if there's any draft, it's coming on the sort of northwest side where there's some doors and windows that
Got it.
you know, people have told me they're a little bit drafty. But here in Wyoming, we make people tough and stupid, so they don't even realize it.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. Well, Tom, I was running some numbers here, and
Sure.
maybe I did this wrong, so maybe you can help me out here. So you have this listed at 368, and then it didn't sell, so it probably means you probably would have taken 350, which after commissions and closings probably would have net you approximately 322. Am I looking at that right?
Yeah, about that. And I did get an offer for 360.
Oh.
And it was right at the beginning, and there was so much interest. I told the realtor, it's a guy I've known for years, I told him, oh, the hell with that guy. Well, that guy was the guy I should have done business with. Then I could have sold it.
Sounds right.
Yeah. And so, you know what I mean? I'm not an expert at this, but that's what I should have done. I realize it now. And now I would just be happy to get 350. I want to make it nice and easy. I want to sell it and be gone.
Got it. Yeah, no, I understand. It's just 350. I mean, there's just not enough meat on the bone for me on that end. Just looking at some of the properties in the area, looking at the rent that you're getting out of it. I mean,
I understand. Can I say something related to that? And I don't want to argue with you, but
sure.
This area, the Trona mines, okay, I don't know if you know what those are, but they make soda ash, which is what you make glass out of, and paint and deodorants and soaps. Almost everything you use every day has soda ash in it from Wyoming. Okay, near Green River, Wyoming. And guess what? They're building 2 new mines. this area is gonna boom. So I think sometimes, as you know, minimal stuff I've read on investing, investors kind of look at, you know, they not only look at where things are today, but where they're going to be tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And I thoroughly believe that prices in this area are going to go up. And also, other than Jackson Hole, Green River, Wyoming is the highest income town in Wyoming. And it's because of these trona miners. They're the highest paid miners in the world.
Well, I understand, Tom, and you know, I've got properties in California, and I do play the long-term game. And if your property was in California, I'd agree with you, but it's in Wyoming. So let me ask you this. I mean, 350 is simply not just gonna work because, like I said, there's no money. I mean, not no money. There's no meat on the bone there. I mean, at the end of the day, like, what would be the best price that you can do, and then kind of, you know, take that headache away from you? Because that's essentially what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what. If you were to offer me right now $330, I'd take it the drop of that.
Got it. Well, I'll tell you this: if you offered me $330, I'd definitely take it right off the bat as well, right? I would have taken that $360 if I were you.
I know,
the guy didn't know what he was doing. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, $330 is just not gonna do it. I mean, let me ask you, just level with me for a second. If I were selling you this property, would you take it at $330 with that type of rent that you're getting there?
I would think it'd be a fair price. Yeah.
Got it.
Because of potential, as well as, you know, what it's bringing in and all of that. And, you know, if I were a young man again, okay, I'm 63, but if I were, say, in my mid 20s, 30s, I would buy a fourplex and I'd live in one of the apartments, which I would trip out really nice, of course. And I'd fix up the whole building. I'd live in it for 2 years because that's the minimum you got to live in a fourplex to get a single family home rate, interest rate. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, and then I would buy another fourplex and I would move into that one. And at that point, I would have one place that's essentially free to live in, and I'd have 7 rentals, and I'd live in that for 2 years. And then I'd buy another fourplex. And I'd do this probably like 4, 5, 6 times. Then I'd be a millionaire for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I understand.
So that's one of the investment strategies that I've read about.
Got it.
I think a lot of the self-help books, investment books, are complete bullshit. Looking at it from the perspective of age 63 with a lot of experience. But
yeah, absolutely. Well, Tom,
yeah,
I get it, but I think the best bet for you is just put it on the market. Find someone like that guy that would pay you $350. Because I mean, at that point, that price point, I won't cash flow, and it just won't make any sense. But
yeah,
I really appreciate your time, though.
Okay. All right. Take care. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Oh, Caesar, man. Dang it. I thought I was going to get you a good one. And somehow I went to Wyoming and found the only liberal in the entire state.
That was him.
I don't know how that was possible.
I thought he was super safe with the California joke, and then he ended up liking California.
I know, of all people, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Well,
I think, yeah. So here's a quick kind of overview that I would have taken. I think you gave that guy way too much leeway, and to think that there was something there for you. I would have probably got really a lot more aggressive with him a lot earlier on, and just because it felt to me like, if I was an observer on the wall, that you were sort of leading him on, like maybe we can get something done here. And there's just no way. You're not even close. I mean, you need to be at 200 and he's at 350, which is fuzzy math, because he would have made less if he sold it on market, you know? So I think I just would have said, look, you know, this isn't mathing for me because I'm looking at your behavior when you were on market with an agent and it didn't move. You brought it off the market. That means it's not anywhere near where you're at right now because the market would have paid it. You were on the market for a while. And I'm cash, I'm as is. My goal is to help you walk away from a headache so you can go on vacation. I mean, listen, buddy, we're not even in the same page. I need to be in the low twos if we're even having a conversation. Is this something we should be talking about? You know, rather than like keeping him going and letting him talk. And I don't know, it just felt like we were just burning time and space with this guy.
But Jerry, do you wear deodorant? Do you wear deodorant? Because they make deodorant.
Most days.
They make deodorant in Green River, Wyoming. And
that's good to know. Yeah, that's got some relevancy somewhere.
That was crazy. Caesar, man, I thought you did great, man. I agree with Jerry. You probably could have been the guy was weird though. I mean,
yeah,
he
was weirdo.
I mean, even when you explained it, you were like, so at 368, you would have taken 350, you would have netted 322. And then the way he broke down that story and
he said yes. He's like, yes.
Yeah. He did. He did.
Yeah.
And then he went back to 350.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I wish it could have been better for you. But at the end of the day, listen, you're on YouTube every single day. So we've seen you close plenty of deals.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. I really do appreciate the opportunity. Jerry, awesome to meet you, even though it's
good job,
virtual. Man. The only thing I was happy about was I just reverse engineered it just based on the monthly rent, and we both came out with low twos. So at least if it was a closable deal, then that would have been a deal that I could have dispoed, you know. So I'm happy about that at least.
I love it. Good job, Senior.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, I think we need to bring Chris back up because I think Chris has an update.
Let's go, baby.
Chris, you muted? You're muted.
Signed,
baby.
Let's go.
I already sent to Danny.
Love it. Good job, man.
No, thank you guys for the opportunity. It was amazing. Watch both of you guys. Seen you, Jerry, a lot sooner than I seen old RJ. But man, this has been fun.
Good for you, man. That's awesome.
Love
What's going to be exciting is the dispo on that. So I want to know how that goes down.
Yeah, man. Arkansas. I hear a lot of horror stories about Arkansas. I don't know.
Nah, Arkansas is good. Nah, I love Arkansas.
Awesome.
Danny will move that in like 8 hours. That's his time limit. All right, Chris.
Thanks, guys.
Jerry, you got one more in you?
Yeah.
One more caller?
Let's do it.
Boy, you're in for a treat. You know what they call this guy?
What do they call this guy?
They call this guy RJ Price.
Why they call him that?
You're muted. Let us hear that sweet Southern tang.
What's going on, gentlemen?
There we go.
How you guys doing?
That's a natural closer right there.
Shit. I don't know, man. Just don't give me a land deal, man.
All right, Robert, while I get you a lead over here, why don't you go ahead and explain to Jerry what's been going on in your world?
Well, we've just been keeping our head down and just trying to keep it moving. I mean, it's been a hell of a ride, man. It's way more challenging than anything I ever would have thought, but it's real rewarding as well. And I mean, it's just an honor to be here with both of you guys today, man. I've been watching both of y'all for a long time. And Jerry, you've been in my household for years, dude. Been watching it, so it's a pleasure to meet you. And RJ's meant more to me and my family than most anybody I've met. So, but yeah, I've been at the wholesaling for, I'd say, full time since August, and just now starting to get some deals funded underway, and we got several up on the board right now. We got 14 pending, so we're moving in the right direction. But it's been a hell of a ride, guys.
Dude, that's great. Jerry, Robert was on our training this morning. This morning, Cassie trained TU members for 4.5 hours. She was a machine. She just wouldn't stop. and I hopped on in the end. I saw Robert. Robert was sharing how good he was doing. Man, he had me and Cassie in tears. I'm so proud of you, man. So I'm excited to hear you, Robert. I just gave you a banger there in Akron, Ohio.
Let's do it.
All right, let's see what's going on.
So this is I did the AI summary on it. It's a cold call lead. Let me bring this up real quick.
Vacant ASAP. Looks good. Where is it? Let's see. Akron, Ohio, you said. Okay.
Akron, Ohio. Let me do this real quick. Look at this. Homeowner has high motivation to sell due to health-related limitations, including being bedridden. Price expectations were not stated. The property is vacant, requires significant repairs, notably a complete kitchen renovation. Seller, I mean, dude, this is about as motivated as you can get right here. So,
all right.
And this is low income. The Zillow number is 47,000. So
yeah.
So
this is going to be one of those $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 properties.
Yeah, and it's hammered.
Okay, I hadn't even seen it yet, man. Let's see.
You're not going to see much.
All right, can y'all hear it? Let's get you.
Tyler said he'll dispo it tomorrow.
Yes.
Hey, I was trying to get in touch with Larry.
Yes.
Hey, Larry, this is RJ Price, man. I was reaching out about your property over on South Hawkins.
Okay.
All right, you still looking to sell that, sir?
Still looking to what?
Are you still looking to sell that?
Yes.
How much you looking to get for it, can I ask?
Open for offer.
I can't hear you, sir. What did you say?
Open for an offer.
You're open for an offer?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see, man. So I think you filled out some info maybe on one of my websites not too long ago. It said you were looking to sell that, but you're not sure what you want.
Okay.
Let me see if I can pull it up. Can you tell me a little bit about what you got going on with it while I'm pulling it up, sir?
Kitchen needs to be redone. Kitchen needs to be redone.
All right. Anything else or just that?
That should put a pretty good shape.
I got you. Can I ask how come you're looking to sell it, sir?
Say what?
Do you mind if I ask how come you're looking to sell it?
Immediately.
All right. How come you're looking to sell it, though? You don't want to just hang on to it? It's a good location.
I am 80 years old, unable to work.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't get out of bed. Just want to sell it.
I got you. You don't sound 80, sir. You sound like you've been taking pretty good care of you. You sound younger than that.
I try.
All right, so let's take a look, see what we got going on. It's pulling up right now. Let's see what's happening.
Okay.
Give me 1 second, sir. You looking to sell this quickly?
Say what?
Is it vacant right now? Is it ready to go?
Yes, it's vacant.
Okay. All right. And it's a 2-bed, 1-bath, about 866 square feet, sir?
Yes.
All right. You looking to sell any other ones or just this one?
Just that one.
All right. Let's see. And it's on about a 4,800 square foot lot, 1920 build, sir?
Yes.
All right. I mean, I'm looking at the comps right now. Does it need much work? You got any idea other than the kitchen how much work it needs?
I don't think it needs much more than that.
How about the roof? When was the last time that was redone? Can I ask?
I don't know. That's since I've never had a problem with the roof.
Do you think it's more than 10 years old? Because I'm looking at it as a flip. I'm trying to see what it would cost me to get it fixed up to put a new family in there so they're peeling the stickers off the appliances when they come in.
I don't know how old the roof is.
And you've had it for, hang on a second. Let's see here. You've had it since 2004, sir?
That sounds about right.
Okay, so it probably needs a new roof. I'm just trying to get a sense of how much work I got to do.
Okay.
Give me 1 second, sir. I'm just punching it in a spreadsheet for you. You think about $25 a square foot would get it done to get it ready to flip?
I don't know.
I mean, that'd be about 20 grand. Does that sound kind of, you know that neighborhood better than I do. Does that sound high or low to you?
That sounds a little low, I think.
You think so? You think I need to bump it up a little bit to get it cleaned up so I put a new family in there, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. I appreciate it. Hang on. Let's see here. So you think maybe $35 a square foot? That'd be about 30 grand.
Oh, yeah. That sounds a little better.
All right. 30 grand. And it looks like they're moving for the 2-bed, 1-bath. I don't know. You think I'd get over 100 for it if I got it fixed up, sir?
How much?
You think I'd be able to get over 100 for it if I cleaned it up?
100 what?
100 grand if I got it all like improved to 2025 finishes, put a new roof on it, redid the kitchen, redid the bath.
I don't think you get that much for it.
How much do you think I'd get for it, sir?
I don't know. You'd have to.
I won't hold you to it, but I'm just thinking like, I mean, I tell you what, it looks like it get close to 100 maybe if I got it all fixed up, spit shine.
What address are you looking at?
I'm looking at 1330 South Hawkins Avenue, sir, in Akron, Ohio.
Okay. Have you seen the property?
Yeah, I'm looking at it on Google Street View right now. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you think, and it looks like you got stuff selling for close to that at least. You know that neighborhood well. You've been there since 2004, correct?
Say that again.
You've been in that neighborhood since 2004. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
And so that's why I always kind of check against what you guys think, because you know that neighborhood way better than I do. So you think it would get at least 80 or 90 if I fixed it up?
I don't know.
I'm thinking it would do at least that, sir. I'm just trying to be honest with you. It looks like you got some other ones that are selling. I want to try to give you top dollar for it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So I'm just looking at, because this will be an all cash deal. That's what you're looking for, right?
Yep.
All right. I think honestly, I'm looking at some people that have done flips in your neighborhood, like where they bought it, fixed it up, and then sold it. I mean, it looks like if I got it all cleaned up, it'd probably do at least 100. Does that sound like possible to you, or you think I'm coming in too high?
I think that's a bit high.
All right. You got any? You said you don't have any idea what you're looking to get for it?
Open for offer.
All right. Give me 1 second, sir. I'm just punching in these numbers to see what's going on. And you said it's vacant right now, sir?
Yes.
Okay. You think, all right, hang on. I'm just looking at what investors are paying for these before they fix them. You think 20 grand would get her done, sir?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Have you got an email address?
No.
All right. Let me tell you this. Would it be okay if I sent somebody out there, like a notary, to bring some paperwork to you and you could sign it that way if I draw you up a contract and get it out there?
Yeah.
What's your schedule looking like? When would you like me to send them out there? I could send them out there as early as tomorrow.
No, not tomorrow.
All right. How about the next day?
What is tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Friday, sir.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
All right. What time on Monday you want me to send them out there?
Anytime after 11 o'clock.
You want me to have them send? I'll send them out there at 11. How about if I send them out there at noon?
Send out here what?
You want me to have them come meet you at that address at noon? Where?
No, I don't want to meet him there.
No. Where would you like me to have them meet you, sir?
806.
All right. 6 West Norton Street.
Yes.
All right. And then what's the best phone number for me to reach you?
The one you just called.
All right. All right. Let me just. I'm gonna send a notary out there to 806 West Thornton on this coming Monday at noon, and they'll bring all the paperwork, and we'll get it drawn up at 20 grand. Does that work?
Drawn up at how much?
For 20,000.
20,000.
Yeah. Does that work for you, sir?
20,000 for that.
Yeah, because it's going to take 30,000 in repairs. It's going to take me another 10 in closing costs, commissions, and carrying costs on it. And it's probably going to sit on the market a few months.
Okay, well, bye.
How much do you think you want for it?
Robert, mute yourself.
Huh? We lost.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is he still on the phone?
No, he hung up.
Because he wants 5,000. You're giving him too much money.
How do
He
you
knows
figure that?
worth that.
He said he'd take 20, and then he got off the phone.
Because he knows it's too much.
Ah.
Were you watching us in the chat? We were telling you 5.
No, I wasn't watching it.
Oh,
well,
man.
I was looking at it on Privy, and it looked like the low number was
way up here.
20.
The comps are way up here, but bro, he is telling you like my house is not worth that.
All right.
He thinks you were way overpaid.
All right, let me call him back. Let me see if I can get him back on the phone.
And you need to ask him like, am I paying too much? Am I looking at the wrong house? Yeah, I'm looking at this nice house over here, and he's gonna be like, mine's not the nice house.
It pencils at 20 though.
I
That's
know
a 30% rate of return.
it's accurate. It's not about what it can sell for. It's about what you can get properties there for. This is one of those as-is markets that you gotta pay attention.
Yeah. All right, y'all are opening my eyes on that one, man, because I was like, all right, he's not.
Your remote access code.
He's not answering right now.
You need to have Tyler call and lock this up.
What's that?
You need to have Tyler call and lock this up.
Someone else call now. Yeah, get someone else to call now. Yeah.
But no, if it penciled, because it sounded like, I mean, truthfully, when you look at the flips, they come in higher than 100.
I know. No, there's literally comps 115, 142, 123,
125.
And
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
But
so when
listen,
I was saying
Gary does a
100,
bunch of-
I should have let him talk me down lower than that.
Well, you still needed to get him to name the price. You tried a couple times. The part that you kept staying on, no matter what he said, is you were trying to establish ARV with him, and he was clueless about it, or he didn't even want to go there.
Right.
And then you just kept at it. Like you just kept asking him, do you think it'll get 100? Do you think it'll get 80? I think that totally confused him. I think there's a point there where I was putting this in the private chat where I think I would have said, dude, this thing's rough. This is a rough area, rough neighborhood. I can give you $5,000, take it or leave it. And then just kind of shut up. And I bet he would have done it.
All right, I got you. Damn.
The other thing you should have asked him is, well, how do you have a specific amount of money that you need?
That too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's another way of asking the same question. Well, how much money do you want to walk away from? Same thing as saying, what's your price? You know, always think of 3 or 4 different ways to ask the same questions.
Okay. No, that's good counsel.
Yep. He was thinking in his head $5,000 was a good number.
He's calling him again.
I'll triple tap him. I'm sure I got the right number. It should be.
Yeah. You got to know in an Akron market, stuff sells for $5,000 to $10,000. That's what he knows that.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you guys this then. How come it's when you look on Privy at the solds? I mean, because some neighborhoods I'll go to, it'll show that you could, because I'm looking at what investors are paying. I'm just on Privy. That's what I was using. And there's nothing in that. I'm not arguing with you guys. I'm trying to learn from you because this is an eye opener for me. Like the lowest price I'm seeing
is 20.
Is 20. Yeah. I thought I was all proud of myself.
Yeah, but you're wholesaling it for 20.
Yeah.
You're not buying at 20.
Well, I'm figuring. Yeah. Okay. I got you.
It's even on PropStream. It's on everything. The lowest sold property in a half-mile radius is 20,000.
Okay.
But that you're getting the worst property in the neighborhood, and so you've got what does wholesale mean?
Yeah, I need to be below that much below 20.
Wholesale means discounted.
Yeah.
Is what that got purchased for on the MLS.
That's an eye opener, man. No,
that's your buyer price. And the reason why you want to be at 5 is if it's 20, which means those buyers over there are going to beat you up. Maybe you get 15 and you make 10. Like that's all you're going to make is 10 on this thing. If you go in at 10 and they beat you down to 15, you make 5. It ain't worth it. Like you got to be at 5 on this so you can try at 20 and land at 15.
Exactly.
Okay.
Damn. But the thing about this, Robert, was I agree with what Jerry's assessment was absolutely accurate. You jumped to the education. Wait, Robert, who were you talking to?
Yeah.
He motivated?
Yeah, he was.
What was his price?
He wouldn't name it.
Okay. So how do you know who you're talking to? How do you know how to navigate the rest of the conversation if you don't know his price? You went to the most difficult way to close a deal, which is when you're talking to someone with the incorrect price and motivated, which means you're trying to educate them on what the after repair value is and then the amount of repairs to then land on the price.
Yeah.
But you don't do that when you don't know what their price is because they don't give a shit about what they are. They don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
So what you could have done there is, all right, you won't give me a number? What would you say if I said I give you $5,000?
Yeah.
One of two things. Send me a contract, or what are you talking about? Oh, you do have a number.
Yeah.
What is that?
Okay, yeah, that's good. I like that.
RJ, you took the logic route, which makes sense to you and me, which is, hey, let me logically get to my price by talking about value, repairs. Let's back into it. That does work actually, like with agents sometimes or sellers that come across like, hey, I know what's going on. I know what the values are.
Yeah.
I'm a highly educated type of seller, but that wasn't this guy. He had no clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just confused him with all of that.
Yeah.
The other part about it, Robert, is that you didn't utilize you in the call. Like you have such a great personality and a natural way to connect I didn't think you were connecting, and the reason why I didn't hear you connecting is because I didn't think you were listening.
Yeah.
Like I felt like you allowed the moment to become bigger than what your reps, your training could be, right? You've got to default to, why are you looking to sell this? I'm bedridden. I'm 80 years old, this and that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Is there a specific amount of money that you need to help you out in the situation that you're in? And like dig into that motivation.
Okay.
Because it could be as simple as, yeah, I mean, if I could get $10,000 right now to help me with my hospice care or with my nurse or whatever, then you could say, so if I gave you $10,000 for this house right now, that would solve your problem. That's how another way you could reverse engineer getting the price.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So again, this is why I hammer home, like, getting a price out of a seller is so important. But the most important thing is the motivation. And we got motivation out of them, but then because you didn't get a price, you chose a difficult path to get there. So this is a great learning. I'm actually going to write this down.
Yeah.
This is going to be a video that I make. What do you do when you don't get a price from a seller? How do you navigate this? I haven't talked about this in a long time. But at some point in time, Robert, you just got to go with, this is my price. What do you think?
Yeah, it's all about your seller and their situation, right? So when they're 80 and bedridden, the best conversation you can have is cash in your pocket in 2 weeks. What's that number? If you were to get cash in your pocket in 2 weeks, what does that look like for you?
Yeah.
And that's the same idea RJ said of like, what do you want to walk away with? What's the number that you want to walk away with? Because when you strip it down all the way down to the bare bones, what is somebody like that thinking? They're thinking, what am I going to get at the end of the day after it's all said and done when the dust settles? What's that number? That's all he cares about. He cares about nothing else.
And you guys think that he hung up not because the 20 was too low, but it was actually because it was too high?
I think he lost respect for you during the call because of the conversation about the ARV.
Yeah.
He was confused.
You lost credibility. You said this could sell for more than 100, and he said, the hell it can.
Yeah.
Years old, dude. He thinks that's a $50,000 neighborhood. He's not checking comps. Then you said
price per
20,000. He's like, no way. That's way low.
Yeah.
And then you offer 20,000, and he's like, this is a scam. I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you use price per foot. You were like $25 a foot. I'm like doing the math on my calculator. How's that? That guy's so confused. And then you're like, well, what about $35 a foot? He doesn't know what you're talking about. He's so confused.
Yeah. That's the thing, Robert. At the end of the day, man, you have a beautiful personality.
Yeah.
That should shine on every call. I would love it if you just tried to stay away from the mathy stuff. I felt like you defaulted to that because you were nervous.
Yeah.
Listen,
No, you guys are killing me.
You should have never been nervous, bro. Listen, there's not two more real people in this industry than me and Jerry. We're just normal guys, man. Jerry's up in a closet in like the woods of Tennessee or something right now.
I saw that spread he's got in Marysville, man. That's like the dream for every man out there, man. I was like, guy's got a private lake.
And listen, Robert, I'm proud of you for what you've done. I know you guys are over there closing deals and whatnot, so I'm proud of you. But yeah, I would connect with Tyler. Tyler's your dispo partner on that one, anyways. I'd have Tyler call that one tomorrow and lock that one up.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, gentlemen. You guys have been awesome, and I mean, frankly, for all the things I've learned from both y'all over the years that you don't even probably know you've shared, but y'all set one hell of an example, man. It's an honor to be here with both of you, and I'll forever remember it, man. I hope to do it again sometime.
Well, thank you for being open to take feedback. You know, you let me and RJ beat you up a little bit, but you're a good sport about it, and that's how you learn. You know what I mean? It's all good
luck. I don't feel good if I'm not getting fucked. That was perfect because it was a real eye opener for me because I'm over there thinking I'm already lowballing them at 20 because I'm looking at those numbers. And then if I had been paying attention to the chat, I'd have been like, God damn, I'm not even near low enough. You know, so
it's all right, buddy. We'll see you tomorrow morning, all right?
All right, man. You guys have a good evening.
See ya.
Yeah.
All right, Jerry. Man,
that was fun.
That was a lot of fun. So what do you guys think? Let us know in the chats. There's still like 320 of you guys on here. Should this be a regular thing where Jerry and I do this? I gotta give a shout out to my buddy Kylo. He does this on the boiler room. It's kind of fun where the callers can tag us in on that. But Jerry and I were talking the other day, and it's like, we're aligned on so much in our education and our just really how we view this industry
outlook. Yeah.
And what we want it to look like. I'll say this. I'm obviously proud of Chris getting a signed contract.
Yeah.
Results matter. But I'm proud of each one of these guys coming on here. I think that they represented what I would want this industry to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Real conversations about trying to solve problems and not trying to play mind games or any of this other stuff, just real transparent conversations. We didn't really see any of those like, are you a wholesaler conversations or anything like that. But ultimately, I was proud of the 5 guys that hopped up here today and did their thing. What did you think, Jerry?
And everybody working towards offers, like guys, the whole reason why we do this is to put an offer in front of a seller. The only way to really know if somebody's serious is put a number in front of them. We have ways that we get to that, but then you find out where they're really at. Some people are going to say no. Some are going to say yes. You do it enough, you get enough yeses and you win, So like, that's what I love about RJ is let's strip this down. Let's take out all the nonsense. Let's keep it very simple. And now let's just be consistent, get the reps in, and then this will come natural to you. And that's what this is all about.
Shout out Speed to Lead for sponsoring the leads, the AI call summary. That was awesome to witness and how accurate it was, which has been part of the complaint with the cold call leads is like, it says that the seller said it wasn't a real lead or we never spoke to anybody. But today we were able to see on the summary, hey, exactly what the summary said. Boom. Seller backed that up. The Wyoming call was a great example of that. So Caesar, appreciate you taking on that call. Ultimately, though, man, just fun experience. Great crowd. You guys are awesome in the chat. Sometimes when you have this many people, you get some knuckleheads up in there saying some stuff. Nobody did that today, so I love it.
RJ, one thing is I wish the audience could see the private chat because you and I were coaching the entire time, and he was in his own little thing, so he wasn't watching it. But everybody else was like they were asking the questions that we were putting in there. I think that was really valuable. Maybe there's a way to block the contact info, but people could still see what I don't know. Let's think through that a little.
I think the only issue would be, Jerry, that my concern would be if we were putting in our coaching, that with the other chat, it would get lost.
It would.
And so, because there's times where the seller's talking and maybe they're looking over here and then but there was a lot. I mean, I'm looking over here in our chat and I mean, we probably had a couple hundred messages just with all of the different callers about their calls. Some of them were a little bit easier. Wyoming guy, we threw in some jokes more about
and he used but RJ though, imagine somebody having the opportunity to do a live call and you got RJ Bates in your ear giving you help. I mean, like, it's just so cool. So what a fantastic opportunity for these guys that got on here.
And I love those guys. Like I said, just TU members and they're constant. They've been putting in the work, man. And it's awesome to see. Like Robert, he's like, it just started in August. It took me a while, but here I am with 14 deals pending. I'm like, dude, it's 8 months. 8 months later, and you've got 14 deals pending. You know, it's awesome to see Chris Fails, you know, with the 3 deals closing this month. Guys, what Jerry and I teach, it works. It gets you results. Someone said it the other day. If you want to learn how to do this business, I think the key is find who you resonate with and follow what they do to the T.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the reasons why Jerry and I have no problem coming on here and collaborating is because so much of what we teach is alike. But there are things that we teach differently. And I saw earlier someone asked, you know, does Jerry have a program? Do I have a program? Absolutely. We both have programs. If you guys want to learn more about it, go search all of our stuff. Go to our social medias on there. Earlier, what was your website? You gave it in the private chat.
It's just Fast Track with Jerry is a link to get to an application for our coaching program, and it's a small community like yours. It's hands-on. Every day we're on live, calling, doing deals, dispo. You know, it's the real deal. It's really how to do the business like you do, RJ, at like a high level and consistently.
Here's what I would say, guys. If you're interested in doing that, though, if you're interested in learning like the rest of these guys, give Jerry the respect. If you choose to go Fast Track with Jerry, go all in on what Jerry teaches. Like, don't try to blend what Jerry teaches with what Pace teaches and Eric Klein teaches and Zach Ginn said this in a video. It doesn't work then. And that's why I always ask people, if you choose to come to TU, do it the TU way.
Yeah.
Buy in, and then it'll work. And then the next thing you know, it's like, okay, I don't really need to go anywhere else. And that's why this is why these guys are getting results right here. Jerry, I know you've got people getting results. I appreciate you taking the time to come on here. Listen, the turnout was good, man. I think we're gonna have to do this some more.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna. It was RJ. It was way more fun than I thought it would be. It was a blast.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though. I did want to take over the phone a few times. Like, give me the freaking phone.
Hey, me and you are still gonna have to call. I mean, we can't always just sit here and coach. I mean, that's just not our brains, you know. Every now and then we'll just have to say, hey, today RJ and Jerry are calling, all right? But no, guys, hey, if you're watching this, make sure you like the videos. It helps us boost the algorithm, get it out to more people. Jerry, I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah,
we'll see
you too.
you guys